Tonight, the Hickman Cupies host the Sedalia Smith-Cotton Tigers. The Tigers and the Cupies both come into this game at 0-4. Something's got to give here tonight. Smith-Cotton still looking for the first ever CMAC win in this league, and the Hickman Cupies with not many more, just a couple of them over the years, as somebody's going to try to get right here this evening. Micah, right?
Yes, that's exactly right, Tex. Something's got to give. Both teams 0-4. You really want to forget their first four games if you're looking at both teams, but you got to learn from it too. Both teams are looking to play fundamentally sound football tonight, trying to limit all the mistakes they had the first 4 weeks of the season. Should be a bit of a dogfight tonight, as I expect both these teams to be desperate for that first win of the season.
Last weekend, Smith-Cotton fell to Jefferson City 56-14, and the Jays just took their muscle and blew Smith-Cotton off the field, back up and down the field. And Smith-Cotton had a brief moment that they could enjoy, but boy, it was really a game that was dominated by the Jays.
Yeah, and Smith-Cotton's just struggled to stop the run, which is the most basic thing you need to do to win a football game, especially in high school, is stop the run first and foremost. They're going to have to fire off the ball tonight, play fundamentally sound football, making tackles, not missing tackles, which also for Hickman last week, we saw that with a bunch of missed tackles. So fundamentally speaking, both these teams are going to need to play
Gentlemen,
very
shake
well
hands,
tonight.
introduce yourselves.
The Hickman Cupies last week lost at Battle High School, and it was a game where Hickman looked like they were going to be right in the middle of it. They moved the ball up and down the field, got into the red zone 3 different times and came up empty. Just never could get over the hump.
Gentlemen, my name's Mike Cusack, my partner in the middle.
Our referee has got his
You're the
mic
leaders of the
hot,
team.
and
If
we'll
you have
see
any
if we can't
questions
get
during the game, come
Mike
back.
turned down here as we'll go back to him as they have the captains at midfield. Here it is. They are going to get set to toss the coin. But, you know, Micah, you look back at that game last week, there were so many positives for the Hickman Cupies, but at the same time, every time they take 2 steps forward, they take 3 steps backwards.
Right, and quarterback play was a bit of a struggle in the passing game as Carter Holliday threw, I think, 3 interceptions. I think they may have had another turnover there too, so you're never going to win, or it's going to be really hard to win when you turn the ball over that many times. And I look for Holliday to settle in a bit and get in a rhythm, which that's so important for a guy like him who can be a bit streaky. And if he's not able to get it going, they love their freshman Braden Bursey, who can light it up with his big arms. So I think we're going to see both quarterbacks tonight, but if Holliday starts off this game on fire, he'll stay in the game.
The Hickman Cupies have won the coin toss, but they have declined. So it looks like Smith-Cotton will get the football to start the game. But, yeah, I think so. I think we're going to see both
Smith-Cotton will receive the opening kickoff. Shake hands, guys. Let's have a good game.
That's our referee, Mike Cusack. The umpire's Clark Swisher. The head linesman tonight is Dave Langton. The line judge is Pat Miller, and the back judge is Hunter Carter. As the Cupies will be decked out in their almost all purple uniform. It looks like more of a grayish type pants, but they got the gray jerseys on, or rather the purple jerseys with the gold numbers, and Smith-Cotton in all white, trimmed in black with a little bit of border of gold. So you ought to be able to distinguish which team you're playing with as we get set for this kickoff. But yeah, so what's going to give here tonight is the Hickman's defense going to be able to pick it up from a step from last week. You know, a couple big plays last week hurt them, but it wasn't necessarily the snap after snap after snap of the defense. They played pretty solid.
Yeah, I think they did. Their defensive line got some negative plays that they were able to force for battle in the run game, but just gave up too many chunk plays, like you said. I think tonight they're going to focus on, like I said, fundamentally tackling and making all the little plays, which translate into all the positive plays you can have on both sides of the ball, really, and especially up front on the O-line and D-line. Just not having any penalties will be important too, which we'll see tonight. I think the team that makes all those mistakes, the fundamental mistakes, the penalties, and especially in the big moments, I think the team that does that is going to be the team that loses this game.
Carson Shuttlesworth has got it teed up, going deep for the Smith-Cotton Tigers is Gavin Jackson and Kareen Staten. as we're set to kick off week number 5 of the high school football season. I'm Tex Little alongside Micah Wright, our statistician Greg Wren, Rob Parker doing the spotting here this evening at Bob Lamone Field. And Shuttlesworth kicks it short, end over end kick, and when the upman takes it at the 28 to the 30, breaks a tackle out to the 40, and finally knocked off his feet at midfield. A nice return. Returning that ball was Samuel Wright for the Smith-Cotton Tigers, and that pooch kick really backfired for the Cupies.
Yeah, not sure if that was intentional there. Maybe trying to catch the Tigers a bit off guard, but such a short kick, you're surrendering a lot of field position, and all it took was a 22-yard return to set up the Tigers at midfield. So I don't think you could envision a much better start if you're Smith-Cotton.
Bo Gray at the controls for the Tigers as he puts a man in motion in butts. He's got the star back behind him, and Hawkins, who gets the call. Hawkins off right guard, picks up a couple of yards before he is stopped by the Hickman defense. And the first play is in the books. Give 3 yards to Mylan Hawkins. Tackle was made by Jackson Busman, the freshman for Hickman. Mylan Hawkins last year ran for almost 1,000 yards. Coming in this game, he's ran for just 234 thus far. As Butts again moves from left to right. And Gray gives the ball to Hawkins. He's got a first down as he spins across the 40 and inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. And if that continues to work for Smith-Cotton, they'll run the ball like that all night.
Yeah, yes, they will. And Braden Gerke getting out there in front, left guard. Nice pull block there to open that up.
Busman and Aiden Smith were together for the stop. It's 1st and 10 for Sedalia. And they found a soft spot in that front of the Cupie defense. Aiden Smith, Andreas Sharp, Levi Harrell, and Avante Bussey are the down linemen for the Cupies. The slant is incomplete. The intended receiver was Jackson Miller. He was open, but the pass from Bo Gray was behind him.
Wide open. You couldn't have softer coverage there if you're Hickman secondary. Just unable to make the catch was Miller, slightly behind him, but you got to make that catch.
Gray 42 of 114 on the year, 606 yards throwing the ball, 3 touchdowns. He's also thrown 3 picks. Trips to the left, and they give the ball to Hawkins up the middle, weaving through that Hickman secondary defense, and gets it inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line, and it looks like he's just shy of a first down.
And this Smith-Cotton offensive line is establishing the run here, this first possession, making their presence known here on the road.
3rd down and 1. Gooch made that last tackle, the sophomore. Gooch and Busman in on tackles. They're both underclassmen for Cedric Alvis' Cupies. Now slipping up under center is Gray. He'll try to sneak it for the first down, and it's close. Bo Gray on the year has ran the ball now 51 times for about 168 yards. And it is a first down. Smith-Cotton on their original possession of the game. Marching the ball in the Cupie territory. On the ground.
I like that little trick play, not necessarily a traditional trick play, but just catch the defense off guard, running up to the line and doing a QB sneak.
Cupie is a little slow reacting to what's going on in front of him. Receiver wide to the near side for the Smith-Cotton Tigers. And this is Butts lining up on a wing. And they give the ball to Hawkins up the middle, and again he's got blockers. Tackle was finally made after he picked up about 7 yards. Brady Wilburn came up to make the tackle.
And they've really found something just running up the middle and a little bit to the right. Must have seen something on film last week that they like to attack.
Brady Wilburn and Western Howe are the safeties for the Cupies. Akers and Jackson Kenny are the corners. And Richardson, Gooch, and Brown are the linebackers. Up front for Smith-Cotton, Braxton Port is the left tackle. The left guard is Braden Gerke. The center is Sean Brown. Snap back, and they give the ball to Hawkins, trying to get outside, looking for a block, gets to the corner, and is written out of bounds inside the 16-yard line. And he appears to have picked up another first down for the Smith-Cotton Tigers,
Gain of 3 on the play.
who have lost to Moberly, Rockbridge, Warrensburg, and Jefferson City.
10 Tigers.
Only scoring 11 points per game so far these first 4 games. I love what I've seen this first drive, though. Really keeping it pretty basic, running the ball, but as we can tell, Mylan Hawkins is going to be featured quite a bit in this game.
Gavin Jackson splits wide to the left, and wide open in the slot is Jackson Millers. He hauls in that pass for his 6th catch of the year, and he is got the Smith-Cotton Tigers looking at a 1st and goal to go as Jackson Gooch came over to make the tackle. His 2nd of this game, 23rd of the season. How open was that receiver, Miller?
And they weren't able to find that play the first time around, but he was just as open, and the Hickman defense is sleepwalking right now.
Now in motion is Miller. They give the ball to Hawkins up the middle. Hawkins inside the 3, down to about the 2-yard line. And the Cupie front line step forward.
Brown.
Brady Wilburn with the tackle.
Probably placed in the 2-yard line.
It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 2. And Smith-Cotton has really made it look easy. There has not been many negative plays here in this initial drive of the game. 1 incomplete pass. That's as negative as they've gotten. Gray gives the ball to Hawkins behind that center, and Hawkins jumps into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Smith-Cotton Tigers are on the board with 7:45 to play in the first quarter. They did it mostly on the ground as they marched the ball down the field, getting good field position after the short kickoff. And Smith-Cotton draws first blood.
And it could not have looked any easier, just running the ball up the middle. Swing pass to Hawkins and wide open completion to get him inside the 5. Hickman's defense looked absolutely lost that first drive.
Snaps back. Braden Butt's kick is on the way, and it's 7-0 Sedalia Smith-Cotton as the Tigers come into this game with a very impressive opening drive. 7-0 Sedalia. Back with more in a moment from Bob Lamone Field.
On the go? Stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app.
It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
50-yard drive for Sedalia Smith-Cotton, 9 plays. Mylan Hawkins scored on a 2-yard run. The extra point kicked through by Braden Butts. 7-0 visitors with 7:45 to play in the first quarter. They took 4 minutes and 15 seconds to march it down the field. Impressive drive for Sedalia.
Yeah, very impressive, but they just not really doing anything special, and I'm a bit surprised that Hickman's defense came out that slow after having some good moments like we talked about in the pregame against Battle, and their offense kind of left them out to dry, but between the kickoff and the kickoff return set up at midfield and the defense just unable to create any negative plays, it's surprising.
Caden Holman kicks this one off deep, end over end, and it is fielded at the 1-yard line. Bringing it back for the Cupies is Milo. Milo out across the 15. Drags a couple of tacklers out to about the 18, maybe 19-yard line where he's finally brought down. Good second effort by the Cupie return man in Milo as he had to backpedal to make that catch. Nakiah Cole made the stop on special teams for Sedalia Smith-Cotton. They spotted at the 18. And now Tion Milo has to get his headgear straightened out as he comes back on the field. And they may not let him remain on the field, or are they double checking to see if he's got... No, they're going to run him off, as our referee, Mike Kuzak, said, no, sir, you're not properly attired.
Did his helmet come off that play, maybe?
It was off. I don't know why it was off. As Alfredo Zeppelin checks in now for Hickman. as he's in the slot at the controls is Carter Holliday, the junior quarterback at 6'4", 175 pounds. And he takes the play clock all the way inside 10 seconds. Takes the snap, and on the handoff, gives the ball to Collins, and Collins off to the right side, bangs away for about 3 or 4 yards before he's brought down. And I'm not sure that was Collins. I got to double check. That was Blake Bell carrying a football for Hickman. Bell had no offensive numbers coming in. Here's a swing pass in the flat to Milo. Milo looking for a block, catches one, breaks a tackle, has a first down if he gets a decent spot, as Milo gets it up near the 30-yard line. Great effort again from Milo.
Great effort indeed. I love watching Tion Milo after the catch. Seems like he's been a crucial part of this offense for 2 or 3 years now, and does all his damage after the catch.
The catch for Milo was his 9th of the season. Now on the option, Carter will keep it, cuts upfield, has a block, and gets it out to the 35-yard line for a gain of 6. Carter Holliday comes into the game running the ball 45 times for 140 yards. He was stopped by Samuel Wright, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore.
Now Hickman right on the ball with the hurry-up offense.
2nd and 4. Holliday rolls right, looking downfield, lofts. It's got a man wide open, and it's caught by Murray. Murray inside the 40, breaks a tackle. Murray still on his feet to the 25, breaks another tackle, down to about the 15-yard line, lost it out of bounds. But what a catch and a run by Lucas Murray, his 23rd catch of the year, as Murray hauled it in. Brady Anderson made the tackle, a 50-yard catch and run for Lucas Murray. 1st and 10 for the Cupies outside the 10-yard line. Murray was open on that far sideline.
Great play by Holliday on the rollout, hit him in stride, and Murray almost went the distance.
He broke 2 tackles after making the catch. This pass to Murray inside the 5 at the 4-yard line, as he was defended on the play by Dax Whisker, and it's close to
2nd and 1 for the Cupies.
The first down marker. It'll be 2nd and 1. Hickman has it inside the 5.
And this is where they love their playmakers, Lucas Murray and Brock Kemp.
They give to Bell. Bell cuts upfield. Bell down to the goal line. Bell stopped at the goal line. And it'll be 1st and goal to go from there. And we want to double check. That's Blake Bell wearing number 5, I think, as Blake Bell has had 2 running plays here for positive yardage. Holliday keeps. Holliday, touchdown Hickman. Well, I think we have had a question answered. We're going to see some scoring.
Oh, absolutely. And both these offenses have struggled to score the entire season, but could not have started any better. Hickman doing it much quicker than Smith-Cotton, but nevertheless, get a touchdown drive. Great start for the Cupies.
82-yard drive. Now Hickman lines up with a swing and gate formation. We have 2 footballs on the field. I guess they'll only use 1. As Hickman was unsuccessful with the 2-point conversion with this formation last week against Battle. And the kicker, Shuttlesworth, is lined up in the backfield. Carter Holliday will now realign, and now Shuttlesworth will slide over, and they'll try to tie the game with the extra point. Carson Shuttlesworth's first game of the year was last week.
99 set for the extra point.
Snaps down, kick is blocked. And blocking that kick was Brady Anderson. The extra point attempt no good, as the Cupies failed to protect the kicker and the holder. So it's 7-6. Sedalia Smith-Cotton with the lead with 5:25 to play in quarter number 1.
90-second TV timeout. TV timeout.
Looking for a great deal on tires? Popeyes Tires and Garage in Columbia, where you can get the best prices in town on tires. Whether you want a used tire with lots of miles left on them or new tires at unbeatable price, we have them.
My dad also offers the best price on oil changes and other repairs to keep you safe on the road.
Popeyes just off Harris Road in Columbia. Come see us for a great deal on tires and repairs.
What if you could graduate without student loan debt? What if you could have the college experience close to home? What if you could have hands-on training from highly skilled faculty? What if you could become the person you were meant to be? What if MACC was the college for you? Second 8-week classes starting October 16th. Wintermester starting December 18th through January 12th. Enroll today.
Hold on. I've got this. Love God.
Sedalia Smith-Cotton 7, Columbia Hickman 6. 5:25 to play, opening quarter. Carson Shuttlesworth ready to boot this one. Low line drive, end over end kick, and it's fielded by Jackson. Gavin brings it back to the 20, 25 out to the 31-yard line. And Sedalia will set up shop there. So they get possession of football for the second time tonight.
Initially by number 38.
19-yard return on that kickoff. Carter Holliday scored on a 1-yard drive, or rather 1-yard run, capping an 82-yard drive. 7 plays, but it only took 2:25.
Doing it through the air, which is a good sign if you're this Hickman offense, and Carter Holliday can be a bit streaky. It's a great start for him in rhythm.
Bo Gray takes the snap, gives the ball to Hawkins, looking for a block. He bounces outside, has 5 yards, now 10, as he picks up a first down, running to the left.
Number 8, Hawkins on a carry.
Hawkins, as I mentioned, was an all-conference player a year ago. He's had a tough road to go thus far this season, but he's having a good start to tonight.
Yeah, just needs his offensive line to give him enough room to go out there and make plays. And you saw how shifty he was on that run. And really, so far in this game, he has been dominant, just getting anything he wants.
Miller wide to the right, butts on a wing to the right. And Gray gives the ball to Hawkins, hemmed up in the backfield, and he zigzags his way for about a yard. As the Cupies finally were able to hem him in the backfield. It'll be second down.
Number 8, Hawkins on
got
a
a pretty
carry.
decent spot. Gained a little over a yard.
Number 72.
And that just goes to show his shiftiness. As Westinghouse made the tackle there. Really could have been tackled in the backfield for a loss of 2, and instead gains about 2 yards.
Hawkins is 5'7", 170 pounds. He's a senior, and he has been down the street. The center is Sean Brown. The right guard is Jaron Kano, and Noah Zaniga is the right tackle. They give to Hawkins, and there's the Cupie defense. As Andreas Sharp made penetration and opened the door for Levi Harrell.
Number 8, Hawkins.
Aiden Smith also in on the play.
Aiden Smith just drove his opposition in the backfield there.
You know, Smith, I thought, played a pretty good game last week.
I did too. I was just going to say I was quite impressed with him on the edge last week against a pretty solid Battlefront. See if he can make a difference here tonight like he just did on that play.
Third down and a long 9. Back to throw Gray, looking over the middle. And it is incomplete. And they're going to throw a flag. There was triple coverage. The intended receiver was Jackson Miller, and the back judge threw the flag.
He must have seen something that we couldn't, because see triple coverage and not a chance to make that catch. Maybe a little bit of holding or something, but did not look like it from up here, Tex.
Well, I couldn't find Jackson Miller with the coverage. It was that much traffic around him.
Really just throwing up a prayer was Bo Gray there.
It was 3rd and 9. And they're going to step this one off.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That results in a first down.
Coming into this game, the Cupies have been guilty of a few penalties, to say the least. They're averaging 60 yards a game in penalties.
After the penalty, the ball will be placed in the 42.
Not winning football, and that one there, though, it would have been a 3-and-out stop, and instead they get a first down.
And Smith-Cotton's in your territory.
Yep.
Gray gives to Hawkins. He knifes his way up the middle and into the secondary, and finally caught by one of the safeties as Weston Howe came up to make the tackle. And I don't think anybody laid a hand on him until Howe was able to get him in his sights.
All he needs is a little window, and right now there's a big window on that right side. Great job by the Smith-Cotton front here early, especially on that right side. Hawkins is getting whatever he wants.
Wide to the left is Jackson. Wide to the near side, Miller. Wing right and a wing left. Hickman showing blitz. Back to throw Gray. Here's pressure. The pass is caught in the flat and then dropped. Incomplete. The intended receiver was Braden Butts, who has just one catch on the year. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Bo Gray stood back there and braced for the hit. Nice throw, but just Butts unable to make the catch there.
7-6. Sedalia leads Hickman. We're in the first quarter with 3:07 to play in the first frame. As Jackson and Miller split off to the right. They give to Hawkins up the middle. Hawkins sidesteps a tackler for a yard. Looked like Anderson was involved in the stop. But at the bottom of the pile, Levi Harrell.
Wooden and number 72, Harrell.
It'll be 3rd down at about 7.
I think this is definitely going to be 2-down territory if they're unable to convert here.
27-yard line.
Drew Wooden has returned to the Hickman lineup tonight. He had been out. But the Cupies are playing without Rodney McNeil and Zach Wright. Back to throw Gray. Here's pressure. Gray rolls right, fires in a flat, and the catch was made at about the 20 for a first down. Making that catch was Jackson Miller.
Maybe inches shy, we'll see. Don't think they're giving him the first. But nobody in that Hickman secondary accounted for the receiver there.
You know, if it passes at the letters.
Right. So he had to squat down and make the catch.
It was a great catch.
His knee on the ground. And see if we see another sneak here like we did the first drive on 3rd and 1.
4th and about a foot. Cupies bring up the linebackers. Play action. Gray rolls to his left, will keep it, cuts upfield. One man to beat, gets to the edge, and has a first down and forced out of bounds at about the 7-yard line.
And great patience by Bo Gray there to wait out the run-pass option. Still had the opportunity to pass, but the defenders were in coverage, and he freed himself up to run for that first down.
I think Jackson Busman chased him out of bounds, the freshman.
Bring up a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for the Tigers.
Good blocking on the edge for Sedalia. The receivers took everybody with them, didn't they?
Yeah, and that's just great patience by Gray to let them clear up space for him to run for that first down.
1st and goal from about the 8. Gray will keep it. Gray up the middle, inside the 5, down to the goal line. Touchdown, Sedalia. As Smith-Cotton punches another one in with 1:27 to play in the first quarter. And Smith-Cotton ups the ante to 13-6. This does not look like the same defensive unit we saw last week from Hickman.
No, it doesn't, but just great play call there. And Bo Gray sold the fake pass, did a little jab step, and then ran up the middle off the quarterback draw. Great start for the Smith-Cotton offense, and horrible start for the Hickman defense.
Butts will attempt the extra point out of the hole to Gray, and the kick's on the way, and it's good. And Sedalia Smith-Cotton leads Columbia Hickman by a score of 14-6. Smith-Cotton trying to win their first ever Central Missouri Activities Conference ball game. They are 0-20 in conference games coming into tonight. Of course, this is the 4th year of the league. Hickman, on the other hand, has won just 5 while losing 15. It's been tough for both of these programs. Hickman, the biggest school in the conference when it comes to student population, and Sedalia Smith-Cotton like the 3rd biggest school in the conference.
Smith-Cotton's offense playing like they desperately want that first win in the CMAC. Could not have a better start.
As they put together a very impressive drive. Remember the key call, though.
Yep.
The pass interference call that extended the drive. 69-yard drive, 10 plays, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Bo Gray, a 7-yard TD run. Braden Butts, extra point. And it is 14-6 Sedalia. Smith-Cotton with a lead with about a minute and a half to play in the opening quarter. As Milo and Kenny Jackson go deep for the Cupies. Here's an end-over-end kick. Milo will watch this one bounce into the end zone. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Hickman at the 20. They'll get their hands on the ball for the second time. Well, we haven't seen any punch yet.
Some fireworks here early. See if this Hickman offense continues to air it out or if they mix it up a bit. As they went heavy past the first drive, see if they can run it this drive or if they're just content throwing the football this game.
Finn Henkins now checks into that offensive set for the Cupies. He had a decent game last week. Brock Kemp lined up as the tight end. Holiday barking the signals, and now procedure call against Hickman.
And multiple times they've tried the hard count, and it hurt themselves there.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I think they're still going to do that throughout the game. It's multiple times the first drive, Smith-Cotton almost jumped. But that offensive line's got to hold their water.
Blake Bell, the southpaw running back, moves to the right of Holiday, and the pass is caught in the flat, I believe, by Bell as he spins his way out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. It was Milo who made the catch.
I was surprised we didn't see more of Tion Milo last week against Battle. He's such an X factor out of the slot.
Lucas Murray splits wide to the left. He's defended by Dax Whisker. Isolation on this left side of the field. It should be the bottom of your screen. Slot to the right. Holiday on play action. Will keep. Holiday trying to get rid of it is in trouble and forced out of bounds as the defense came over and got it done for Sedalia Smith-Cotton. Leading the charge was Gavin Jackson, the safety.
Kind of an awkward play fake there. Not really sure if someone went the wrong way, and it looked like Holiday still had a chance to throw it, but nobody was looking for the ball. No one was downfield to catch a pass.
Holiday looked like he was confused.
Yeah, I think the running back went the wrong way there.
3rd and about 9. Holiday wants to throw in the flat. He's got a receiver, and it's intercepted. Picked off with the interception for Sedalia Smith-Cotton was Kyrene Staten. Staten with the interception, his first of the year. And Hickman turns it over deep in their half.
And Holiday locked into his receiver there. I think he was looking for Ethan Gaines down the sideline, and just easy play to read for Kyron Staten making the play. And like last week, Holiday throws a costly interception as Hickman's defense is trying to figure out here in the early going how to stop Smith-Cotton, and now they're thrown out there inside their own 40.
7th interception thrown this year by Holiday. 3 last week.
Yep, and I think he'll have a pretty short leash in this game.
With that freshman waiting in the wings. Bo Gray trips to the left, swings it out to Hawkins looking for a block. He gets one, And then Hawkins goes down after a gain of about 8, but a flag down on the field in the area where it's probably a hold.
Yep.
And I think that's the indication from the head linesman.
Battle after 1.
But they swung it out too. Mylon Hawkins, who had 20 catches coming into this game. He's really their go-to guy when it comes to their offense.
Such a high usage back. We've seen that already in this first quarter. Seems like every single play is going to Mylon Hawkins, and can't blame him when it's working, and he's such a good running back out of that backfield.
You know, in week 2, I thought Rockbridge did a pretty nice job of neutralizing him.
Yeah, they did, and just
holding, offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
You see a difference in a game like this compared to a game against Rockbridge where it's a little more even up front, and the Smith-Cotton offensive line has had a lot of momentum and able to give him space downfield.
82-year-old Clark Swisher's the umpire in this game. Trips to the left for Smith-Cotton, including Hawkins, Miller, and Jackson. Empty backfield. Swing pass in the flat, incomplete, off the fingertips of Miller, and almost picked off by Hickman defender.
And if Miller didn't get a hand on that ball, it could have potentially been an interception and maybe a pick 6. The timing was just off there for Bo Gray and Jackson Miller.
It'll be 2nd and long for Sedalia with 54 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Next week we'll be at Rockbridge as the Bruins will be entertaining St. Mary's South Side out of St. Louis. 2-time defending national or state champs. Hand off to Hawkins. Again, he's got a big block in front of him. Dodging tacklers. Gets it outside and finally ridden out of bounds at about the Hickman 30-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 7. But Hawkins, again, was running behind the lead block of Jareen Cannell.
And a huge hole this time on the left side. The Smith-Cotton offensive line doing damage here in the early going, and that's a huge play to cut what was 2nd and 20 to now 3rd and about 6 or 7. And 2-down territory again, you'd have to think, for the Tigers.
The big tight end, Easton Beebe, lines up to the left for Smith-Cotton, and they give the ball to Hawkins, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, and he is stopped for no gain. It'll be 4th down.
Number 8 Hawkins on the carry.
It was Andrea Sharp made the stop.
And that's a big play, as now you force it into what you think is an obvious passing situation. And I think the Tigers are content to take this to the end of the quarter and get the right play going, as they're not in any hurry.
Andrea Sharp, 6'3", 265-pound senior. Coming into this game, 7 tackles. Also has a block kick. Yeah, Smith-Cotton's going to eat up the clock here and catch their breath as we have played 1 quarter here at Bob Lamone Field, Alumni Stadium, Hickman High School. Sedalia with a 14-6 lead here at Hickman.
I was in a motorcycle accident and lost my left leg, and Harper Evans, Wade Nudemeyer was able to get me a settlement and help me take care of medical bills.
We understand that when somebody's seriously hurt in an accident, they needed time to recover physically and emotionally, and we want to make that as easy for them as possible.
What they did allowed me to be able to focus on myself and my health and getting back to where I need to be.
Are you looking for an exciting career? If so, then we're looking for you. Hitachi Energy is hiring full-time hourly team members at our Jeff City location with an average starting rate of $23 to $27 per hour. Full-time hires are eligible for benefits starting day 1. An exciting career is waiting for you, so don't wait. Apply online today at hitachienergy.com/career.
Do you suffer from chronic pancreatitis? Then MCU is for you. Members experience benefits like saving more money with lower interest rates, an increased ability to get a great auto loan, and a home equity line of credit. MCU is not for everyone. Do not use if you're allergic to a fattening wallet, benefiting from profits, or being treated like a person, not a number. Continuous use of MCU may lead to higher levels of spending.
Power cut.
Breaking the fourth wall. Isn't that a little on the nose?
Let's go again. Reset.
Who writes this stuff?
Missouri Credit Union. From the pig for the people.
With fall inventory on the way, Machins savings are here to stay. Shop over 1,000 vehicles at any of the Joe Machins family of dealerships today during our fall sell-all sales event. Over 13 brands and 10 dealerships gives you the best selection, and our volume advantage saves you even more. Cars, trucks, SUVs, CUVs, even hybrid and fully electric. If you're in the market, Machins has it, and we have it for less. Visit the Joe Machins family of dealerships today or click Machins.com. Joe Machins Automotive Group, part of the McClarty Automotive Group family.
Smith-Cotton 14, Hickman 6. We move into the fourth quarter. Smith-Cotton Tigers with the football. 4th down and about 6 at the Hickman 31-yard line. And this Hickman defense coming into this game giving up 38.8 points a game. And they have struggled here in the opening moments.
And it just feels like a lack of effort. It doesn't seem like they're too outmatched up front, and their D-line's just not making tackles and not being successful at the point of attack.
Smith-Cotton going for it on 4th down, slot to the right, wing to the left, empty backfield. Bo Gray, the coach's son, drops back to pass, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. They tried to connect with Easton Beebe, the tight end, on a drag pattern over the middle. Beebe at 6'4", 240, couldn't haul in the pass. It was too hot.
And a big stop for this Hickman defense out of the sudden change to help out their quarterback. Carter Holliday threw the bad interception, but that play there, got one hand up. You'd like to see him try to go up with 2 hands to make the catch. Maybe he's tackled behind the line to gain, but at least he would have had a shot there. But instead, Hickman gets its first stop of the game.
Holliday and the Cupies back on the field. They have it at the 32-yard line. Murray wide right. 3 receivers to the left. Bell in the backfield on the option. Holliday keeps, and Holliday might have got a yard.
Holliday on the carry.
Tackle made by Sammy Weiss, 6 foot, 210-pound senior defensive end. Came into this game with 6 tackles. Hickman going with the hurry-up offense. Trailing here 14-6. Hand off to Bell, trying to get outside. Bell cuts upfield across the 35, down to about the 39-yard line. Pretty good run for Bell, where it looked like there was nothing to get.
And he made a good decision to cut it upfield. Just had a little bit of room on the outside, but just got positive yardage to jump ahead to about the 40 to make it 3rd and short.
Bring up 3rd and 3 from the 39-yard line for the Cupies.
High snap. Holliday gives the ball to Bell, and Bell bangs his way inside the 40, down to about the 43-yard line for a Hickman first down.
Which will bring up another Hickman Cupie.
Drew Wooden out there playing as the right tackle. 1st and 10 for Hickman from the 44. Holliday chased out of the pocket. Will cut upfield's got some space to the 50, the 45, and cut down at about the 41-yard line of Smith-Cotton. Tackle was made by Sedalia's Julius Butner, the 5'11", 75-pound senior. But hold everything. There's a flag down on the field.
Yeah, it looks like it's in the area of holding, which could be a reason why Holliday was able to get outside there.
Flag is down at the 38. And that's going to cost them 10 from there. And the Cupies are behind the sticks.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Well, 10 yards from the 44.
Yeah, it ends up being a 20-plus yard difference there off the big gain. Just a costly penalty.
Inverted wishbone now for the Cupies with 3 backs along with Holliday. And
Flag on the play.
Illegal procedure.
False start on Camp there on the outside.
How can that continue to happen?
Yeah, it's just lack of
False
focus.
start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And it was a good start for the Hickman offense. First drive, but now just getting in their own way.
First and 25.
First and 25.
Penalties are going to be a critical part of this game.
4 receivers to the right. They swing it in the flat. It's caught in the flat, but no blocking. Yes, there was nowhere to run in that flat. And the Cupie offense has just become stagnant. That catch was made by Kenyon Collins. First time we've seen him in the mix. He was listed as a starting running back.
No gain on the play.
There's just no energy right now from this Hickman offense.
Same formation. Diamond to the right. Holiday flushed and now sacked. Kenyon Collins was jumping up and down in the far flat. I'm not sure they ran the right play.
I don't know what's happened in this
right
drive.
Play, that wasn't a good one.
But now you think Holiday's run got him inside the Tigers 40, and then the penalty, and now these negative plays stacking up. 3rd and 33. What do you draw up here?
I think you got to try to just pick up part of it here. But you got to get a positive play. They haven't had a positive play since the penalty.
They're going to have to burn a timeout. They got to get regrouped, as Coach Alvis cannot be happy with his team right now.
They have really
Timeout.
become disoriented here offensively.
This is their first timeout of the half.
9:13 to play, first half. Back with more in a moment.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
Tex Little alongside Micah Wright as we bring you the KZOU Game of the Week here on this Friday night. The Hickman Cupies hosting Sedalia Smith-Cotton. And right now it's all Sedalia. They lead the Cupies by a score of 14-6. Cupies looking at a 3rd down and 33. They've done nothing but go backwards in this possession after picking up their initial first down to start this drive. Holiday drops back to throw, and it's incomplete. He threw behind his intended receiver, who was Milo. And Holiday's fortunate that was not picked off. And Hickman's got a punt.
Bring a 4th down.
Yeah, that just took all the air out of the Hickman offense. That first drive looked great, throwing the ball and Holiday in rhythm, and then now, since the interception, that's what really took the air out of this Hickman offense.
Gavin Jackson goes deep for Sedalia Smith-Cotton. And the long snapper, Andrea Sharp, over the football. Back to do the punting is Carson Shuttlesworth. He gets a good snap. Here's pressure, and he boots this one end over end. And Jackson backs away, and it'll take a Hickman bounce. Rolls down to about the 36-yard line of Sedalia Smith-Cotton.
Flag on the play.
But a penalty marker down. I thought that the punt returner, Gavin Jackson, waved for a fair catch.
Yeah, he thought he did.
Running into the kicker. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 4th down.
So Shuttlesworth will get another opportunity.
That takes a chunk out of the 33 they need to gain.
Well, now it's 28. And I didn't think Shuttlesworth really got his foot into that punt.
No, it's just a slow snap.
After the penalty,
Of course, he's
26-yard line.
17 yards deep. He gets this one off, and it's a low line drive kick. And it'll roll out of bounds at about the 49-yard line of Sedalia, and the Cupies gave up. The penalty cost them about 15 yards. 24-yard punt.
And now the third drive where Smith-Cotton starts off at midfield or in Cupie territory.
Yeah, they've had field position, haven't they? And it's been this Hickman kicking game that's not lived up to its billing.
And it's just the inability to play complementary football. You get the stop and gain some momentum defensively off the sudden change, interception, and then your offense goes out and has about as bad of a drive as you can have. 4th and 33 back there.
The only thing that would have made it worse is giving up the ball.
Right.
Well, there's another flag down, but disregarded. First and 10 from their own 49. The 6-foot, 210-pound Gray works with an empty backfield, trips to his right, wing to the left. And they hand it off to Hawkins. Hawkins gets to the edge, catches a block, sidesteps a tackler to the 35, forced out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. It looked like they had him hemmed up again at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but a massive pancake block there by number 2, Easton Beebe. I think was had tight end there, 6'4", 240. Able to set that edge for Hawkins. Big run.
First and 10 for the Tigers at the Hickman 28. Miller wide right. Wide to the near side, Gavin Jackson. Play action. Gray wants to throw. It's tipped and incomplete. It was broken up. And breaking it up for the Cupies was Devin Brown, the linebacker.
Number 0, Brown.
Yeah, Jackson Miller threw his hand up on the far side, had plenty of room to release for a touchdown, and Bo Gray just didn't see him. As Miller, after that play, he ran back and kind of just asked, why didn't you throw to me, it looked like. So missed opportunity for Bo Gray there.
On the south side of Columbia, Rockbridge has a 7-6 lead against Elias early in the second quarter. Here it's Smith-Cotton leading Hickman 14-6 midway through the second quarter. First and 10. Butts in motion. They give the ball to Hawkins. Hawkins looking for a block, weaves his way inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 4. Devin Brown made the tackle. You know, he had 48 tackles coming into this game. He is the leading stopper for this Hickman team, and we did not see him hardly at all in the first quarter.
And Levi Harrell, the D tackle, a little gimpy after that play. Limping. He's staying out there. We'll see if that has any impact.
Hawkins has already ran for over 100 yards in this game. 7:57 to play in the second. Trips to the right. Butts goes now from right to left. Hawkins gets the call, and Hawkins isn't going to add to the total on this carry, as he was met by the Hickman defensive front.
Number 8 Hawkins on the carry, brought down by number 50.
Hayden Smith was in there also. In on the stop for the Cupies was Andreas Sharp.
Loss of 1 on the play. Bring up 4th and 7 from the 25-yard line.
Hickman needs to stop here the way the offense has hit a lull.
Yeah, and this has gone a lot like the last drive for Smith-Cotton, where a 3rd down run call gets no gain, and now it's 4th and medium. But they'll talk it over, get the right play call.
7:11 to play. This will probably also be the media timeout here, as we've got a break. Timeout, Sedalia, Smith-Cotton.
Timeout, Smith-Cotton. That's their first charge timeout of the half. We also have a 90-second TV timeout.
We'll be back with more from Bob Lamone Field after these words.
What's the Jim Butler CDJR Powerhouse secret? Why are we Mid-Missouri's #1 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer? Is it our huge selection? Our no-hassle sales process? Could it be that we give the most for trade-ins? Is it our best price guarantee? Is it because we say yes when other dealers say no? Whatever it is, people from across the country are buying from Jim Butler and discovering the Powerhouse difference. Get started at cdjrpowerhouse.com. during Jeep Adventure Days.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
I almost died in a car accident and had a stroke on November 27, 2018.
One of the things that our firm was able to do to help Randy was to get all of those medical bills reduced down so that he could enjoy his settlement to help him with speech therapy and get the therapies that he needed.
They are genuinely kind individuals who want to help you. They will fight for you. I am so grateful for what they did for me.
Smith-Cotton 14, Columbia Hickman 6. Hickman 0-4, Sedalia Smith-Cotton 0-4. Smith-Cotton 0-20 in the CMAC, and Hickman 5-15 in the CMAC since the start of this league since 2020.
Hard to believe, and Smith-Cotton, as we mentioned earlier, is looking like this is poised to be their first win of the season, but a big play here, 4th and 7.
Out of the gun. They give the ball to Hawkins, who's got a gap up the middle. Dodges one tackle, another. To the 15, to the 10, to the 5. He's in for the touchdown. And that was all on that back. Mylan Hawkins, what a run up the middle. They could not stop him.
Just horrible pursuit, though, from the Cupies. And give all the credit to Mylan Hawkins, as shifty as he is, and saw the quick burst of speed, but Hickman not expecting the run there. Great play call, but just no pursuit whatsoever. And Hawkins has himself another touchdown.
And he's got about 130 yards on the night. And now the extra point attempt by Butts out of the hole to Gray. And Sedalia Smith-Cotton leads 21-6. And a penalty marker down. Hold it all. Hold everything. Roughing the kicker. Hickman can't get out of their own way right now.
No, and I thought that was going to play a big part in this game. Just penalties and turnovers, and so far Hickman's had both. And the interception didn't cost them, but still you look at being down 21-6 early.
Well, you know, you say that, but it cost you the possession.
It did.
And then, boom. And really, since the play previous to that, and then the pick, and Hickman hasn't been the same football team.
And the touchdown drive, they got bailed out with the pass interference call.
Sedalia
After the score, the point after try is good. We have running into the kicker by Hickman. That 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
7:02 to play. That's the good news if you're a Hickman fan. You've got a lot of time to recuperate.
Cupies fans, please be sure to visit the concession stand.
As Hickman tries to get things wired together. Head coach of the Hickman Cupies is the former Cupie himself. That is Cedric Alvis, now in his 6th season. 13-40 record here at Hickman. He graduated in 2005 from Hickman High School. Went to Missouri State, played football for the Bears. Was on that state championship team in 2000, the fall of 4. That last drive, 51 yards, 6 plays for the Tigers. They scored on a 24-yard run by Mylan Hawkins. Took a minute 46. Braden Butts extra point made it 21-6 with 7:02 to play. Hawkins probably ran 40 yards for the score.
Yeah,
but hey, he got there, didn't he?
It's been so impressive, so shifty. You go to tackle him one way, he bounces the other direction.
Here is the kickoff, an end-over-end kick.
Back to receive.
And that is brought back. And returning the kickoff is Ethan Gaines. And Gaines brings it out to about the 14-yard line. Braden Butts got downfield to make the tackle after kicking it off. Check that. That was not Butts. That was Caden Holman kicking it off. And Hickman has poor field position to work with again.
And that's been the whole other battle, as you've had mistakes left and right for Hickman on both sides, and field position has been definitely in Smith-Cotton's favor.
We have a new quarterback in the game for the Cupies as Braden Birdsey takes over at the quarterback spot. And behind him is Kenyon Collins. Slot right. The freshman takes the snap, throws it in the flat, it's incomplete. He was trying to connect with Milo, and he let him a little too much. Might have got it out of there a little too quick.
Yeah, high snap from Brashears. We've seen a couple times, and he threw off the timing there for Bursey, but just threw it in the ground.
Bursey, 5'9", 165-pound freshman. He's now 20 of 35 on the year for 330 yards. Cupies slow in getting the play in. Looking at a 2nd and 10. Last week, Bursey had a decent game at Battle. That was almost procedure call on the Cupies.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't throw the flag on the quarterback.
Yeah, it would have been on Bursey.
Bursey takes a good snap, rolls back, and now in trouble. And Bursey is wrapped up, and the ball, no, Bursey goes down. He might have got free.
Number 19, Bursey on a scramble.
He lost the ball as he was being
He had to cover it up, and now they work from the 2-yard line, and if you thought things were bad, they are getting worse.
And Holiday was not playing well by any means outside of the touchdown drive, but Bursey looks in over his head on this drive. Not sure that you can attribute all the blame on the quarterback, but just looking for a spark in any way they can find it.
3rd and 20. Hickman needs something positive. Bursey out of the end zone, throws over the middle, it's incomplete. Tried to connect with the tight end, Camp.
Bursey's pass falls incomplete.
And it goes incomplete, and Hickman will have to punt.
That ball really should have been picked off. It's hard to miss a target like Brock Camp, who's 6'6", and so talented, and it's always a mismatch, whether it's a linebacker or a corner on him. But just threw that one too high to Bursey, and now it's a
Camp getting his hand on it probably kept it from being picked.
Yep.
Jackson goes deep. Shuttlesworth with his heels against the back of the end zone gets the snap and gets off a pretty good punt. Gavin Jackson fields it at the 40 to the 35 to the 30, and nice open field tackle made at the 29.
Shuttlesworth with the kick.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for Smith-Cotton. They've got a chance to really get some distance between them and the Cupies with 5:59 to play here in the third, or rather in the second quarter, to kind of put this thing away.
Yeah, and you think the drives they haven't scored, they've been inside the Hickman 30, and it's been a couple of 4th downs they weren't able to convert, but looking to just keep dominating up front and running the ball with Mylan Hawkins. I don't know why you'd try to do anything different.
Emmanuel Neal now checks in the offensive set for the Tigers. Gray takes the snap, and Gray gives to Hawkins, bouncing outside, gets to the edge and is forced out of bounds, but not before picking up 9 yards.
Number 8, Hawkins on a carry. Forced out of bounds.
They sealed that in very well, and Hawkins picks up 9 more yards.
21-yard line.
Every run, you're going to get something different. That time it was the patience to let his blockers get out in front and bounce it outside and throw a couple shakes and jukes in there. Just so fun to watch.
Why would you do anything different?
Yeah, I think you just
ride that horse.
Ride Mylan Hawkins as far as he can take you.
Pistol formation. Hickman with a 4-man front. And they give to Hawkins up the middle. He's got the 1st down, and his leg drive gets him down to the 15-yard line.
Number 8, Hawkins on a carry. Brought down by 0.
Brown made the tackle for Hickman.
And outside of a few stops, there's just nobody with any push for this Hickman D-line, which is surprising because I think Aiden Smith and Andreas Sharp are very talented, but just not getting any push up front.
The defense been out there the entire first half.
Yeah.
Outside of the 3-minute drive Hickman put together for their touchdown. 1st and 10, just inside the 15. Smith-Cotton now taking the play clock all the way down to 7 before they break their huddle. Sitting on a 21-6 lead. Now they'll use a timeout. And I'm not so much, maybe by design, I hate to see them spend timeouts like that.
I think just too slow
That's
getting
their
the play in.
second charged timeout at the half.
But up 15, you can waste one.
Sedalia Smith-Cotton 21, Hickman 6.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app. It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
1st and 10 for Smith-Cotton at the Hickman 14-yard line. Hickman Cupies thinking they had a shot at getting their first win of the year, and Smith-Cotton has come to town and said, not so fast.
Yeah, they punched him in the mouth, and Mylan Hawkins has been the feature guy, and I don't see anything changing unless Hickman can change on their end and get some pressure on defense.
Hickman has won 4 in a row against Smith-Cotton. Handoff goes to Hawkins. Nowhere to run this time. You know, Smith-Cotton competes in the Class 5 District 7 race. Webb City leads that race. They're 3-1. Raytown South is 3-1. Belton 3-1. Ruskin 1-3. Carthage 1-3. Neosho and Smith-Cotton 0-4. Class 5. Hickman competes in Class 6. They're in last place in District 4. Here's a swing pass, and it's deflected. And I think it was Devontae Bussey who got a hand on it to knock down that pass.
Yeah, it was Bussey. Great job there getting a hand up.
But they got some penetration.
Right, and that's what we've been waiting to see from this Hickman defensive line that, quite honestly, played a whole lot better last week against Battle than they have here in this first half, though they lost that game last week. Just playing uninspired, and I get it. They've been out there on the field quite a bit, but it just seems like you got to have some motivation here to get a stop.
Jackson to the right, Miller to the left. Hawkins in the backfield, and procedure penalty against Smith-Cotton. You know, Sedalia's played a pretty good game here. You got to give them some credit, too.
Oh, absolutely.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Just got to give credit to this offensive line, just imposing their will on Hickman's defensive line.
Smith-Cotton, coached by Josh Gray. He's in his second year. He was at Kearney for like 6 years as a head coach. And he really likes what he sees coming down the line for Smith-Cotton. 3rd down, 15. Play action. Gray wants to throw, fires in a flat, and he connects with the tight end, Busby, and he makes the catch at about the 10-yard line, shy of the first down. Rather, Easton Beebe. Beebe with that catch. That was his 9th catch of the year. Brady Wilburn made the tackle.
Gives him a reasonable shot to go for it here.
I said Busby, my apology, it was Beebe. 4th down at about 5. I still think this is a big play in this game.
Oh, it absolutely is. Big chance for Hickman to get off the field and keep this a 2-score game. Just got to think it's a passing situation, but we saw them run it on a 4th and 7.
Hawkins in the backfield. And they gave it to Hawkins, and Hawkins still on his feet, brought down at about the 9-yard line. He broke tackle after tackle, and again, it was Bussey who made the stop. And Hickman gets the stop with 3:33 to play.
And that's just what the Hickman Cupies needed. Great pursuit, really on all levels of the defense. As Hawkins did everything he could to try to squeak through for the first down, but Bussey finished that play off, giving his offense the ball at their own 10, and more importantly, keeping this a 2-score game.
You know, I thought Sedalia did a nice job of disguising that handoff, at least from our angle.
Yeah, and it's a little surprising to run the ball on 4th and 5 multiple times, but they scored the touchdown on 4th and 7.
Freshman back out there for the Cupies in Bursey. Bursey rolling to his right, cuts up field and lost 2 yards. What penetration has Smith-Cotton Tigers got? You know, when Smith-Cotton comes into this game, they're giving up 28 points a game.
Yeah, really not bad considering some of their opponents they've played, and we've just seen them flying around in their defensive line.
They have a different attitude, a different step here, a different gait than what Hickman has got going on right now.
Yeah, and they haven't jumped off sides despite all the attempts by Hickman to draw them off with the hard count.
High snap, Bursey flushed out of the pocket, steps up, throws it over the middle, it's incomplete. Tried to get it to Kemp. No penalty marker down on the play.
Ball's incomplete, intended for number 11.
Yeah, Gavin Jackson was close to a potential pass interference. If he would have got there a bit earlier, I think he would have got the flag.
You know, Bursey threw a dart out across the field.
Yeah. I think it was the right throw to make, just could not connect. So he's got quite the arm.
3rd down and 11. And now an official's timeout. And I think they want a different football. First 2 snaps, they must have used the Smith-Cotton football.
And Hickman's saying we got to get a do-over here. Not used to these.
3rd and 11. Bursey's going to go deep, and he overthrew his target. And I think there was miscommunication there between Murray and Bursey. Murray was running a post, it looked like, and threw it to the corner.
Tough to run under it when you're
going the other way.
Going inside, yep.
4th and 11. Shuttlesworth will have to punt again.
Number 99, Shuttlesworth.
And again from his own end zone. Just did a decent job just getting the kickoff. They've been pretty close to having a bad snap, which could really hurt them here.
Shuttlesworth gets this one under control, gets his foot into it, and fair catch way far at the 38-yard line and brought down by Gavin Jackson. And Smith-Cotton still with field position.
By number 3, Jackson.
They have had Hickman pinned, and they're half the field the entire second quarter.
Virtually no time came off the clock since they stalled on the 4th down at the 10. Great job by the Tigers defense. And now Hickman's defense back out there in their own territory, which has been the story of this first half.
1st and 10.
Smith-Cotton brings out the offense. Hawkins is the running back. And he gets the call going right. Hawkins down to the 35 and stood up. Gain of 3. Those are shifty feet, aren't they?
Number 8, Hawkins on the carry.
Levi Harrell made the tackle. Our spotter tonight, Trout Parker. Greg Wren doing the stats.
Number 40.
John Hook is our producer engineer.
Busman.
Got the entire gang here tonight. Camera operators, Eliza Collier, Cooper Myers, and Charlie Sample. Our director is Cooper Bryant. 2nd and 7. Back to throw is Gray, and now he'll keep. And Gray down to about the 31-yard line. Maybe to 30. It's going to be 3rd and short. Curtis Lawrence is the general manager of the Networks of Mid-Missouri. Thank him for all his
5 on the
support.
play. Bring up 3rd and 2 from the 30-yard line.
Chief engineer is Eric Jones. Joe Whitman with the Columbia Public Schools Career Center. Here's a pass, and it is incomplete. It'll be 4th. It almost looks like they're confident they can run for this first down.
Well, I was going to say that just shows their trust in the run game, which why not? But I think you'd have 2 shots to pick up 3rd and 2 or 4th and 2, but now they got to bank on getting it here. And if I'm Hickman, I'm just loading the box expecting a run.
I think you have to. I think you have to sell out for it.
Which they've done. They did the previous drive, and it resulted in a stop.
Smith-Cotton also has the clock in their favor with 1:23 to play if they give it up on downs here. But boy, if you're Smith-Cotton, you're licking your chops. Cupies playing it pretty straight up. Now they jump offside, no flag. And Hawkins has first down yardage. I thought for sure Hickman had moved into neutral zone.
Yeah, I guess they just got back before
In
anybody
high school,
moved, but
high school,
it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, once you break the line. Unlike college or pro where you get a chance to get
6
back.
on the play. Ball we placed on the 24-yard line.
Got all the yards they needed, though, on that run. Wing left. Play action. Back to throw Gray. He's got a receiver, and it's caught by Beebe. Beebe has a first down, runs over a defender, and is stopped at about the 7-yard line.
The number 2, Beebe.
And it looks like Beebe maybe shaking up on the play.
Yeah, what a play. One-handed catch by the big tight end, Easton Beebe. It's really been impressive getting a catch on the last couple drives, both in the red zone, and had a massive block early in the game to free up a big run for Hawkins.
First and goal to go with 56 seconds to play in the half. They give to Hawkins going right. Hawkins brought down after a gain of a couple.
8, Hawkins on the carry.
You got to expect Smith-Cotton to just run out the rest of this clock while still trying to punch it in the end zone.
They're going to use a timeout here to get more points. You got to capitalize here, don't you?
Yeah, I thought they could have taken a bit more time off, but
timeout Smith-Cotton. They led at the end of the first quarter, 14-6. They lead now 21-6. We're back in a moment.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
39 seconds to play in the opening half. Smith-Cotton 21, Hickman 6. I think the Smith-Cotton ball club's improved from week 2.
Oh, absolutely. Just really in all aspects of the game, they've been disciplined. They're just playing great up front on both sides, and they're just rallying on defense, making big plays. Definitely the better team here in this first half on the road.
Second and goal from about the 6. Gray gives to Hawkins. Hawkins caught behind the line, gets to the 5-yard line and is thrown down. Another missed tackle though on the edge. They could have dropped him for a yard or two less.
Number 79, Dotson. And a 1 on the play.
Elijah Dotson in on the tackle, a freshman. Hawkins again up the middle. Again stopped shy. With 14 seconds to play, I think Smith-Cotton may use their final timeout.
Well, there's a flag as soon as the ball was snapped.
Illegal formation, offense.
They're going to talk to Cedric Alvis.
Do they have to put time back on for that, or it should have been a pre-snap penalty?
Yeah, you wonder. And you have to accept it. I guess you have to.
Yep. Either way, Smith-Cotton's not going to take any chances and go ahead and kick the field goal.
Mike Cusack, the referee, Now he brings over Pat Miller as well. Still 14 on the clock, but here's the decision.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, third down.
No time back on the clock. So it's 2nd and goal from about the 11. Smith-Cotton's lined up for a field goal attempt as Butts is out to kick. 5 of 5 on the year for extra points. He's not much further. This will be a 27-yard attempt.
Number 20, Butts set for the field goal.
Maybe a slight breeze in his face. Now timeout called.
Timeout. Hickman. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
21-6, 8 seconds left in the half. We'll be back with more in a moment.
On the go? Stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app. It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
21-6, Smith-Cotton with the ball, attempting a 27-yard field goal from the left hash on a 3rd down play with 8 seconds left in the first half. I don't think Butts has kicked the field goal this year.
And how big would it be for Hickman if he misses this to stay in a 2-score game?
Butts is a senior. Gray the holder. It's blocked. Cupies got the block, and they'll try to return it. And coming busting through to make the block, I believe, was Weston Howell. Howell made the stop, and the Cupies get a stop, and they get the football with 2 seconds to play. Air one out.
Yeah, they could try to air one out. It's going to be tough to score from 70 yards out. But the important thing is they keep it a 2-score game, and the defense has put together a couple big stops when Smith-Cotton's had a goal-to-go situation. And if you're the Tigers, though you've played a great first half and don't want to take credit away from them, they've got to feel like they've left some points on the board.
1st and 10, 2 seconds left. What will Hickman do? Holiday takes the snap. Carter rolls right. Down the near sideline, Holiday picks up 9 yards, now 10, still on his feet out to about the 44-yard line, and that'll be the final play of the first half. 21-6, Sedalia with the lead here in Columbia. As Smith-Cotton looks for their first win of the year, and they have the Cupies down here after one half. We'll be back with our halftime festivities, including coverage of the Marching Cupes. This is the KZOU Game of the Week, presented by the networks of Mid-Missouri and the Columbia Public Schools.
ABC 17 SportsZone Football Friday High School Halftime is sponsored by Hitachi Energy. Inspire the next.
Are you looking for an exciting career? If so, then we're looking for you. Hitachi Energy is hiring full-time hourly team members at our Jeff City location with an average starting rate of $23 to $27 per hour. Full-time hires are eligible for benefits starting day one. An exciting career is waiting for you, so don't wait. Apply online today at hitachienergy.com/career.
Jim Butler CDJR is bringing you the showdown you've been waiting for. Jeep versus Ram. Will it be a Jeep thing that takes you to the top? Or will you be grabbing life by the horns? Jeep versus Ram. Only Jim Butler gives you the new selection, the savings, and the buying power to choose your side once and for all. Don't miss a second of the action in Lynn, Centralia, or at cdjrpowerhouse.com during Jeep Adventure Days.
Do you suffer from chronic pancreatitis? Then MCU is for you. Members experience benefits like saving more money with lower interest rates, an increased ability to get a great auto loan, and a home equity line of credit. MCU is not for everyone. Do not use if you're allergic to a fattening wallet, benefiting from profits, or being treated like a person, not a number. Continuous use of MCU may lead to higher levels of spending. Power?
Cut.
Breaking the fourth wall. Isn't that a little on the nose?
Let's go again. Reset.
Who writes this stuff?
Missouri Credit Union. From the pig, for the people.
Welcome back to Bob Lamone Field, Alumni Stadium here on the campus of Hickman High School in the center of Columbia, Missouri. It is halftime, and the Hickman Dance Squad just presented their presentation for this evening. And now the Hickman Marching Band set to perform, and we'll have complete coverage of that for you. But here at the half, it's Hickman Smith-Cotton with a surprising 21-6 lead. Not so much surprising that they lead, but surprising that they've dominated the game the way they have.
Absolutely, and really, any way you look at it, it was a dominant performance for Smith-Cotton, and honestly, they left some points on the board. But Hickman's got to feel fortunate that they're only down 2 scores given how poorly they played on both sides of the ball. But you got to give credit to Smith-Cotton and Mylan Hawkins just running all over the Cupie defense. You got to think that Hickman's going to sell out for the run the entire second half.
We will now take you down to the field, and this is the Hickman Marching Band set to perform.
The Hickman Marching Band is under the direction of Dennis Swope and Tom Sweeney. Additional staff include Jennifer Randolph, Hannah Sinek, Jeff Mormon, Julie Swope, Kyle Donnelly, Riley Behrens, Sean Fuel, Christian Witt, Amber Bloomberg, and Jacob Shackleton. Drum majors Elizabeth Dorman and Dylan Torales. Is the band ready? Drum majors, is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Hickman Marching Band as they perform music from their 2023 program, The Hive.
Hickman High School marching band here at Hickman High School. Here at the half, Smith-Cotton leads Hickman 21-6. We'll be back with more of our halftime in a moment here on the network of Mid-Missouri's KZOU.
For bringing their bands to the game tonight. We are looking.
After dealing with an accident, most people are concerned about the mounting medical expenses, the loss of their job, how to get by with their injuries.
We can help put them back in control. We can give order back to their life and let them get better while we handle all the other issues flying around them.
The medical bills, talking with the insurance companies, taking everything off their plate so they only have to focus on getting better.
Go to lawmissouri.com and see how Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nedemeyer can help you.
With fall inventory on the way, Machins savings are here to stay. Shop over 1,000 vehicles at any of the Joe Machins family of dealerships today during our fall sell-all sales event. Over 13 brands and 10 dealerships gives you the best selection, and our volume advantage saves you even more. Cars, trucks, SUVs, CUVs, even hybrid and fully electric. If you're in the market, Machins has it, and we have it for less. Visit the Joe Machins family of dealerships today or click Machins.com. Joe Machins Automotive Group, part of the McClarty Automotive Group family.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
Hickman trailing Sedalia Smith-Cotton here at the half, 21-6 at the end of the first quarter. The Cupies trailed Sedalia by a score of 14-6. Sedalia Smith-Cotton got the first touchdown of the night, a 50-yard drive to open up the game. 9 plays scored on a 2-yard run by Mylan Hawkins. Took 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Extra point by Braden Butts made it 7-0 with 7:45 to play in the first quarter. Hickman came right back and moved the ball 82 yards, 7 plays, took just 2 minutes, 25 minutes. Scored on a Carter Holiday 1-yard run. The extra point attempt was blocked and it was 7-6 Smith-Cotton. Then Smith-Cotton came right back and scored on a 69-yard drive, took 10 plays, scored on a Bo Gray 7-yard touchdown run up the middle, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Point after by Butts was good, 14-6. That's how the first quarter ended. Then in the second quarter, Smith-Cotton had Hickman pinned in their half of the field the entire quarter, scoring on a Mylan Hawkins 24-yard run. It was a 51-yard drive, 6 plays, 1 minute, 46 seconds. You got to say this, though, Micah Wright. The Cupie defense finally grabbed hold there for a little bit in the closing moments of the first half.
Yeah, keeping it a 2-score game was really huge for them, and that should give them a bit of momentum coming out of halftime. And still a really impressive half, though, if you're Smith-Cotton. You do want to put more points on the board, especially with the field goal opportunity to end it. It got blocked, which wasn't ideal, but if you're Hickman, you just got to look at the fact that you're down 2 scores and it's a brand new ball game in the second half, and they have a chance to cut into the lead, but they have to be better offensively and not have as many mistakes as they had in the first half.
Sedalia ran the ball 40 times for 90 yards. Hickman 12 rushes, that's 190 yards, my bad, 190 yards. Sedalia's Hickman ran the ball 12 times for 20 yards rushing. Passing, Sedalia was 5 of 12 for 53 yards. Hickman 5 of 11 for 67 and 1 touchdown. They also threw 1 interception. Total yardage, Smith-Cotton 243 yards, Hickman 87. Time of possession, Smith-Cotton 16 minutes and 9 seconds, Hickman 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Hickman penalized 4 times for 35 yards. Smith-Cotton penalized 4 times for 25 yards. Hickman punted 4 times for an average of 23.3 yards per punt. Kickoff returns, Hickman's returned 1 kickoff for 17 yards. Smith-Cotton has returned 2 kickoffs for 41 yards, and they've returned a punt for 11 yards. Bo Gray ran the ball 4 times for 26 yards and a touchdown. Hawkins, 36 carries in the first half, 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carter Holliday, 6 rushes, 15 yards, 1 touchdown. Blake Bell, 4 carries for 19 yards. And Braden Bursey, 2 carries for a minus 14 yards. Gray did all the passing for Smith-Cotton, 5 of 12, 53 yards. Holliday was 5 of 7 for 67 yards and threw an interception. And Braden Bursey was 0 of 4 for no yardage. Lucas Murray, 2 catches for 59 yards. Milo, 2 catches for 8. And Kenyon Collins, 1 catch for 1 yard. For Smith-Cotton, Miller's 2 catches for 22 yards. Beebe, 2 catches for 28 yards. Hawkins, 1 catch for 3 yards. 1 turnover in the game. And this Hickman team hasn't been the same team since that turnover.
No, and it took the air out of their offense after such a fast start. Only 4 first downs is hard to believe, and a lot of incompletions have stalled their drives. And I'm surprised Hickman didn't run the ball much in that first half, as Smith-Cotton's been a defense that has just been gashed in this early going of the season against the run. But maybe Hickman comes out and tries to do it in the second half. It'll be interesting to see if Carter Holliday comes out there, or if Braden Bursey, the freshman's thrown back out there like he was at the end of the first half. But really, just you gotta look at the next play mentality and not get caught up on a bad first half, and just take everything little by little and just realize that every play you can get back into this game.
You know, Hickman does get the football to start the second half, and I think you do have to say, okay, we're starting over.
Yeah,
we're just going to start over. And you got to give a little credit to Hickman's defense, because it could be much, much worse. How about around the CMAC and elsewhere in mid-Missouri, some scores?
Yeah, so a big one down Providence Road. Rockbridge at home trailing Helias 13-7 at the half. Last we checked that one. And Battle on the road against Cape and Mount Carmel, down 35-7 at the half. Tough one for the Spartans. And then the Jeff City Battle, Capital City at Jeff City, 14-7. The Jays are leading Cap City at the half. And Father Tolton got a big win, 54-0 at Bishop DuBourg. And Blair Oaks, 21-14, they lead Boonville on the road at half. Hallsville at Eldon is up 28-16 also at the half. And Centralia Monroe City caught up at 14, tied at the half. And Quincy at Southern Boone trails 21-8 at halftime. And Hannibal up big early at Mexico, 35-0 in the second. And Mark Twain at North Callaway leads 8-6 at the half. Low scoring battle there. And then Fulton at Moberly trails 28-0 also at the half. And then Harrisburg up 18-12 in the third quarter at Salisbury. So there's some scores for the audience interested. And I think the big one is Rockbridge hosting Helias. That seems to be quite the defensive battle.
Well, we talked about the records of Smith-Cotton and Hickman in the CMAC. Well, you got the Rockbridge Bruins and the Helias Crusaders. They have the best records over the years in the CMAC. Helias 19-1 going into tonight's game in the first 3+ years. Rockbridge is 17-3. Yeah. 2 of those 3 losses was to Helias, and then Rockbridge handed Helias their lone loss. I'll tell you a score that I think is interesting. Southern Boone is playing, that's Quincy Notre Dame. Quincy Notre Dame is generally a pretty solid high school football program, and having a 21-8 lead at the half, that's a nice place to be if you're the Eagles of Southern Boone. That's somewhat impressive. It is only halftime.
Yeah.
And then the Centralia Monroe City contest tied at 14. Centralia's been rolling. Yeah. And Monroe City, I think, was knocked off last week. And, geez, they're right where they want to be as well. So, yeah, and what do you see coming out of this one, Jeff City and Capital City?
Yeah, I think the Jays are just looking to kind of establish themselves as the better Jeff City team in that one. It seems like another dogfight, though, 14-7 defensive battle.
Well, there's pretty good rivalries there, even though some of these schools aren't that old. We'll be back with the second half in a moment. This is the KZOU Game of the Week.
News from Fulton.
At Callaway Collision Center, we do more than just auto body work. And when we do auto body work, we do it right and we treat you right.
Body work, alignments, mechanical repairs, we do it all.
Callaway Collision Center, honest, dependable, and one of the best in the business.
We are Callaway Collision Center, and we want to be your auto body specialist. Give us a call.
Are you looking for an exciting career? If so, then we're looking for you. Hitachi Energy is hiring full-time hourly team members at our Jeff City location with an average starting rate of $23 to $27 per hour. Full-time hires are eligible for benefits starting day one. An exciting career is waiting for you, so don't wait. Apply online today at hitachienergy.com/career.
1851 Underground Tap and Grill offers historical architecture, great food, and an unforgettable experience.
It's a great place for specialty burgers, and be sure to try the Fire and Ice Chicken.
We love to bring our clients for half-price appetizers.
Great food, great location, great service. What more could you want?
Come see for yourself.
Why we say,
We're good friends,
great food,
and excellent service come together.
You've been watching ABC 17 SportsZone Football Friday High School Halftime. Sponsored by Hitachi Energy. Inspire the next.
Takes Little and Micah Wright with you here tonight. Next week we will be at Rockbridge as the Bruins host St. Mary's. The Dragons, small school south side of St. Louis, 2 years ago won the Class 3A state championship. Year after last year, this past year, they won the Class 4. This year they get bumped to Class 5 as they're off to somewhat of a rough start right now, looking for their first win, I think, tonight as they were playing St. Dominic, or I believe that's the team out of the St. Charles area. But they're going to be a team with some D1 talent that'll be in town next week.
Yeah, and it is tough when you move up like that to still be expected to have the same output of wins, but I think they're still such a talented team, and they got that program trending in the right direction for sure. Should be a fun one at Rockbridge next week.
Of course, Rockbridge needs to focus on the Elias Crusaders right now because they have their hands full with the team out of Jefferson City. It's Elias trying to bounce back after losing last week at Cardinal Ritter. Well, if you're Hickman and Cedric Alvis, what's your mentality going into the second half?
Stop the run defensively, and I would try to run the football offensively. I know they don't like to do it, but they really didn't give it a chance in the first half, and I think they have some decent options. We saw Blake Bell, who's we haven't seen this year, have a nice first half with some carries, but really defensively is where they've got to settle in and stop the run and load the box on defense and prevent Mylan Hawkins from carrying the Tigers' offense. I mean, 36 first-half carries is pretty unheard of, and a pair of those being touchdowns. They've got to stop the run on defense.
Jackson, Kenny, and Milo go deep. The end-over-end kick is fielded by Milo at the 9. Midfield and out to the 20. He's trying to get outside to the 30. And knocked out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Nice return by Tion Milo, and this might be a late hit.
It's on Milo. He just stood over the guy who made the tackle, Dax Whisker, or the guy who forced him out of bounds, and Milo gave him a shove.
Unbelievable.
Just not thinking there. And a nice return. You make a good play, and you're just in your own way.
29-yard return.
And that's a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike is what this is going to be. Just no need to do that.
Unbelievable. I mean, here you are. You're looking at a 21-6 score. Got a chance to get back in this game. You get the ball to midfield, and I just don't understand.
Now, there's no excuse, and there's just been a lack of focus all throughout this game from Hickman, and penalized 4 times.
After the end of the play, personal foul, receiving team, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Just talking about taking the wind right out of your sails. Cupies bring out the offense. They got to get over that as Carter Holliday now is taking over again at the quarterback spot. Receiver right, receiver to the left. Holliday puts a man in motion. That is Milo who gets the call. Milo trying to get outside, is hit in the backfield and brought down. Making the stop is Gavin Jackson, the safety.
Holiday hands off to Milo, brought down by number 3.
It'll be second down and call it 12.
Bring up second and 12 from the 22-yard line.
Had a great return, and it goes for naught.
And you're 20 yards back from where you would have been. I mean, it's just a killer to start this second half.
And Bell brings it up the middle for a gain of about 4.
Number 5,
and it's going to be third and long. They're behind the chains again.
Gain of 5 on the play. Bring up third and 7 from the 27.
But it does look like Hickman may be interested in trying to make an attempt to run the ball. Henkin splits wide to the left. Holiday's pass incomplete, way behind Lucas Murray, the intended receiver. Murray was trying to get first down yardage, and it goes for naught. And Hickman will punt.
Holiday limping off the field. He, after that throw, was rolled up on, maybe by one of his own linemen.
Gavin Jackson drops deep.
Just think of how costly that penalty is.
Well, you think of that one and the pass interference call that cost him and extended the drive. Here's a snap back to Shuttlesworth, and he gets off a booming punt. And Jackson has to backpedal, fields it at the 35, and is down there as Bell, I believe, got downfield to make the stop.
Yeah, great tackle by Blake Bell.
Return, brought down by number 5, Bell.
Just got enough of him to knock him off his feet. 38-yard punt. That's the best from Shuttlesworth since he's taken over those punting duties.
And his training staff working out the left leg of Carter Holiday.
They'll bring up a first and 10, Tigers.
Didn't see who rolled up on him there after the incompletion on third down, but he looks to be walking around okay.
Please put 10:35 on the game clock.
I'm going to add 9 seconds to the game clock, and Smith-Cotton's offense back on the field. Bo Gray out of the pistol. Gives to Hawkins, trying to get outside. Hawkins has about 4 yards on the carry.
Only got 4, but put a move on Brady Wilburn out in open space.
If Wilburn's not there to slow him down, he's gone.
Second and 6 from the 40-yard
Already 37 carries is something I don't know that I've ever seen. 36 first half carries.
That is a lot.
But
and I do remember the old days where you kept feeding that horse. Second and 6. Gray wants to throw. Fires it. He's got a man wide open, and that's Jackson. Jackson hauls it in at the 25 to the 10, forced out of bounds at the goal line. No, touchdown. Touchdown, Sedalia Smith-Cotton. They went over the top. Jackson didn't have a defender within 7 yards of him.
And 7 may have been generous. I mean, wide open for a 59-yard bomb. And the play action fake, we talked about how much Hawkins has gotten it, and Hickman selling out to stop the run. But the secondary's eyes were all in the backfield.
27-6, Smith-Cotton. As they strike through the air. That is Gray's 4th touchdown pass of the season.
Love the play call.
Jackson's 2nd touchdown catch of the year.
Hickman selling out against the run, just take the shot and score a 59-yard touchdown.
Extra point attempt is on the way, and it is good.
Number 20, Butts, with the extra point.
As Butts drives it through, and it's 28-6.
Smith-Cotton Tigers 28.
And Smith-Cotton's picked up where they left off. Maybe Hickman can get things turned around on this next possession. But a very nifty drive by Smith-Cotton using the passing attack. And boy, you know, I thought for a moment there they were going to get to Gray.
Yeah, he was, looked like he was hit as he threw, and he did underthrow the receiver there, but didn't matter when no one's near him. Just a complete meltdown in the secondary. You
know, and it all still goes back. I hate to dwell on this point, but when you come out and you hurt yourself after doing something positive that takes you out of field position, you know, if Hickman has the ball at midfield, their options as far as play calling is a whole different game.
Yeah.
The second thing is, if you stall there, you punt the ball and you've got them pinned deeper, you know?
And you could have four downs to work with as opposed to 3, because they would have started at past their own 40-yard line. As much as they like to throw the ball, they could have been a little more flexible trying to air it out to get big plays. You never know, and that's just such an awful way to start your second half.
Well, it's unnecessary. Holman ready to boot this one. He does, end over end. And Milo fields this one at the 9. Middle of the field, near sideline, looking for a block out to the 30, 35, and still inbounds, across the 40 out to about the 45-yard line. Nice return again, and Hickman has the ball at their own 45. That last drive,
Flag on the play.
Hold everything. This flag is on the far side of the field.
Maybe a low
Illegal
block. A legal low block. So you saw a Smith-Cotton Tiger kind of fly across the screen after getting blocked. I guess they're calling a legal low block, which is another costly penalty. A good return.
The last drive for Smith-Cotton, 64 yards, just 2 plays. They scored on a 59-yard touchdown pass from Gray to Jackson. Extra point by Butts was good, 28-6 with 9:45 to play in the third. And Smith-Cotton's going to have a season high in offensive yardage in this one.
During the return, illegal block below the waist on the receiving team, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
Flag was down near the 35, and yes, they're going to step it off from there. And there goes that field position again.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
And that was on the flag came from the far side of the field.
Yeah, it wouldn't have.
I mean, it could have happened.
It could have possibly impacted the return, but you got to know that you can't do that.
1st and 10, Holiday takes the snap, throws in the flat to Murray. Murray had it at the 28 and is brought backwards. Good coverage on Murray. And leading the defensive charge for Smith-Cotton was Dak Whisker.
In 7 on the play.
Second and 3.
And we talked about Hickman maybe trying to establish the run. They did it on the first drive. It didn't really work, and now down 3 scores. I don't know if you're going to be able to in this game.
Now the snap goes right by the quarterback. The football's loose. They scramble for it at the 13-yard line. The snap was low, and I'm not sure Holiday was ready for it. Smith-Cotton is acting like they have the football, and they do.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Tigers.
And Smith-Cotton takes over the football at the 13-yard line.
How many mistakes can you have?
Boy.
Just to start the half, really. I mean.
Did that snap hit the leg of the center? I mean, it looked like it was, kind of.
Maybe thought he was under center.
I'm not sure.
Just nightmare start to the second half.
Whatever can happen bad has happened bad. 1st and 10 for Smith-Cotton at the 14-yard line. Tigers smell blood in the water. A little flip pass out to Hawkins, looking for a block, gets to the edge. Hawkins still on his feet, dodging tacklers, and finally goes down after a gain of about 8. All right, Greg Wren, our statistician, was that a forward pass or a lateral? It was really close.
It was quite close. I think it was a forward pass. They threw a couple of those backwards in the first half. And I like that action, getting Hawkins split outside and
Was that his third catch of the game?
Using him in a multitude of ways.
Second
and
about
from the
4.
6-yard line for the Tigers.
Gray fires this one. It's broken up. Incomplete. Defending on the play for the Cupies in that secondary was T.J. Cates.
Broken up by number 34.
6 foot, 150-pound senior.
Yeah, great play by Cates getting a hand in there.
It'll be third down and about 4.
It's really the right read by Bo Gray, well-thrown ball, but just a better play by T.J. Cates.
Last weekend, that pass was deflected for an interception. Gray gives to Hawkins, spins inside the 5, down to about the 2.5.
Number 8, Hawkins.
I think he's got a first down.
Yep. Picked up the first. That's up first and goal.
72, Harold.
And you can just tell this Hickman defense is exhausted.
They've been on the field all night.
Yeah.
They really have. Outside of the 3 minutes that Hickman put together to drive.
And they could have been in a worse spot at halftime, but because of a couple stops, they kept it 2 scores, but now just the special teams penalties and the turnover. Just such a tough spot to be in.
Drew Wooden practicing snapping the ball here on the sideline. I wonder if Brashear's got hurt. Hawkins going right. Stop shy of the goal line. It'll be second and goal at the 2.
Wooden could be replacing Brashear's as well, just
yes,
because the snaps have been off. There's been a couple high ones throughout the game, but that low snap was obviously the killer to set up this drive.
Loss of a yard on that last carry. 6:46 to play in the third. Smith-Cotton trying to seal this one up. Gray gives to Hawkins. Again, he stood up at the line. It'll be third and goal. Yeah, you think about the blocked field goal attempt. You got Hickman had another stop in that first half to keep him in the game going into this third quarter.
Yeah, and the sudden change after Holiday's interception. He got the stop. And now a chance here.
Bring a 3rd and 3 for the
a couple nice plays from their defensive line, stuff in the run. You got to think Smith-Cotton will try to punch this in 2 plays.
Yeah, they're looking at this as a 4-down situation.
Running the clock down too.
Whisker lines up wide out to the right. And they give to Hawkins. Caught again, this time for a loss of a yard. 1.5 yards.
And there's the fight.
There was Aiden Smith stepping forward, wasn't it?
And there's the fight from this Hickman defense down in these goal-to-go scenarios. They've done a great job stuffing the run. Jackson Gooch in there as well, the Will linebacker. Now lots of substitutions for Smith-Cotton.
I think they're
kicking.
Yeah, kick it.
And I agree with the call.
This will be a 22-yard field goal attempt by Butts, who had his last attempt blocked, which was 27. And this one is on the way, and it's good. As Butts drove it in from 22 yards away. Thought maybe he hooked it there a bit, but it made it through that left upright. That makes it a 31-6 game, and again, the Hickman defense is giving them an opportunity here, but time's now starting to be an issue with under 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, and that does make it a 4-score game.
Cedric Alvis having words with Mike Cusack, and I know he was thinking that there was some illegal blocking going on in that last drive, at least reading body language and what he was displaying. But Hickman's got to find a way to get something hooked up here offensively if they want any shot at all.
They're going to have to just throw the ball, it seems like, every down to have any chance to come back in this game. And Holiday has been shaken up a little bit. We'll see if he's back out there. Both quarterbacks are capable of throwing it down the field. They just only were able to do it successfully on one drive in this game.
It's almost like we saw that one team out there for the one drive offensively, wearing purple, and we haven't seen it since.
And it was a nice little rollout play, big completion to Murray.
Hold everything.
90-second TV timeout.
Oh, we go to break. We'll be back with more in a moment. This is the KZOU Game of the Week.
What's the Jim Butler CDJR Powerhouse secret? Why are we Mid-Missouri's #1 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer? Is it our huge selection? Our no-hassle sales process? Could it be that we give the most for trade-ins? Is it our best price guarantee? Is it because we say yes when other dealers say no? Whatever it is, people from across the country are buying from Jim Butler and discovering the Powerhouse difference. Get started at cdjrpowerhouse.com during Jeep Adventure Days.
Do you suffer from chronic pancreatitis? Then MCU is for you. Members experience benefits like saving more money with lower interest rates, an increased ability to get a great auto loan, and a home equity line of credit. MCU is not for everyone. Do not use if you're allergic to a fattening wallet, benefiting from profits, or being treated like a person, not a number. Continuous use of MCU may lead to higher levels of spending. Power?
Cut.
Breaking the fourth wall. Isn't that a little on the nose?
Let's go again. Reset.
Who writes this stuff?
Missouri Credit Union. From the pig, for the people.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
4 minutes, 59 seconds to play in the third quarter, and the third quarters belong to Smith-Cotton. They have a 31-6 lead. Holman ready to boot this one, and he hits it end over end, and it is fumbled out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and no return.
Another special teams mistake. That'll be spotted at the 12-yard line.
Jason Scott, a freshman, just did not haul it in.
And anything you can think of. I mean, that one, a fumbled kick return, and your own returner gets penalized 15 yards after a good return to start the half. I mean, all three phases. Although the Hickman defense has really been its strong point tonight.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been on the field all game.
31-6. It could be a lot worse.
It really should be a lot worse. They just got to get something going offensively.
The junior signal caller, Holiday, takes the snap, pitches the ball, and trying to get outside is Collins, and Collins is ridden down for a loss of a couple yards. He might have got it close to the sticks, to the first down, or to the box.
Now some jawing going on.
Yeah.
I think refs trying to settle everyone down.
I didn't see a flag, but
just really whistled that play dead over and over. A lot of talking or frustration from Hickman. That's what we're seeing. Still not spotting the ball though.
Well, I thought they stopped him shy of the 12-yard line.
Second and 9 for the Cupies.
But they do mark the ball at about the 13, so it is a gain of 1. Holiday hands it off to Collins, coming right. Collins.
Number 21, Collins on a carry.
Brought down at about the 15. Might have got a yard and a half.
And heading into this second half, I thought it'd be wise to try to establish the run or get something going. But when you're down 25, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, you got to try to go downfield quick, and time is your enemy right now.
I think you got to do whatever's out there. I mean, you got to find something positive. It's run or pass, whatever it is. You got to find a way to make a play or two. And there's a play if he was in bounds. That was an impressive catch by Murray, but I think they're calling him out of bounds.
And I couldn't see his feet there, but it was a great effort.
Holiday's pass
by Lucas Murray going up and getting that ball. And
Murray.
Fantastic catch.
Holiday staying out there like, man, we should go for this, but deep inside your own 20, you're not going to make this even harder on your defense. But, man, another 3 and out, and whatever they had going, that touchdown drive, first drive of the game, they have not replicated that, have the Cupies tonight.
Jackson goes deep. Shuttlesworth stands at the goal line. Short snap. Shuttlesworth's able to hit this one end over end, and Jackson fields it at the 48 to the 40 to the 30. He's got a picket fence there and brings it inside the 20 down to the 14-yard line. And Smith-Cotton's looking like world beaters. They are doing all phases of the game are clicking for them.
0.
And that being a low lining punt's just impossible to cover. And a great return. But just nobody within 10 yards of the punt returner.
He made the first man miss, and it was over.
It was over. And if you're the Smith-Cotton offense, you're thanking your defense and special teams tonight with how they've positioned them. Seems like every single drive is deep in Hickman's territory before they even get out there.
All night. And when they do get it to midfield, they commit a foul.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as simple as it's been. I mean, you can't hide it. Empty backfield. They give to Hawkins trying to get outside. And Hawkins drives forward for a couple. I'm a little bit surprised they're not working another ball carrier into the game. Brashear's made the stop for the Cupies.
Yeah, you're looking at 40 carries for Hawkins. And that's a lot of usage for a guy as small as him, but he can take a hit.
I guess. And what I'm looking at, though, is a 31-6 game, and you're dominating the game. Twin receivers to the left, a wing to the left. Of course, you don't want to throw it now. Play action. And the flip pass is incomplete.
I don't get that play call.
Where was that tight end? I think he was trying to get it to BB, and he wasn't in the area.
Number 5, Gray's pass ball's incomplete.
Could have been intentional grounding, but I think getting hit there helped Gray's case.
The Tigers from the 12-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and call it 7.
Still don't have the play in. So we're looking at 10 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to burn a timeout.
They'll get it off. This is exactly what they want to do, take that thing down. Well, but it was an incomplete pass. Swing pass, caught in the flat by Butts. Butts towards the end zone, touchdown. As Butts was able to get it in right at the corner.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Touchdown pass, what, 11 yards, 12 yards? And the Tigers up the ante. It's now 37-6.
And Bo Gray maybe convincing his coach at halftime, said, hey, we got to throw the ball a little bit. We can increase this lead with
I don't know
how
that works, considering his coach is his dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got any leverage there.
Either way, they definitely made it a point to score through the air in the second half.
Butts' extra point attempt is good. And it is 38-6.
Score. Smith-Cotton Tigers 38, Hickman Cupies 6.
And there's a minute 56 to play. A lot of discussion on this near sideline with assistant coaches and players, and everybody's trying to get things figured out.
It's just embarrassing here at home, but if you're Smith-Cotton, I mean, this is exactly what you want. Your first CMAC win by the looks of it, unless something crazy happens. 32-point lead.
So they're here to pick you up.
Quite a convincing performance from a struggling team, and we knew something had to give in this one, and it's been all Tigers.
You know, watching the Jamboree, the first outing of the year, I guess you would say, with Hickman and Rockbridge and Battle, it really appeared to me that Hickman had a chance to put together a decent campaign. They're going to fall to 0-5, and barring a miracle. They lost the first game of the year 28-26. And that was the North Kansas City here at home, and then Elias beat them 42-12, and they were in that game for a while. And then Capital City took it to them 57-16, and then last week Battle wins 26-12. Just did not expect to see Smith-Cotton come into Columbia here and just totally dominate this game.
Especially after last week. I mean, Hickman had a lot of mistakes, but was in that game all the way.
Mm-hmm. Like things are starting to come together. And this kickoff sails out of bounds, so Hickman will get it to the 35-yard line unless there's a flag down. That last drive for Smith-Cotton, 14 yards, 3 plays. As Butts catches the 11-yard touchdown pass from Bo Gray, who has thrown for a couple touchdowns.
Kicking team infraction on the kickoff team. Hickman will take it on the 35-yard line, first down.
Butts' extra point made it 38-6, and now all of a sudden you start looking at the running clock.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
31 unanswered, and just think back to the very first play of this second half, the great return by Tion Milo, and then the dumb penalty on Milo, the unnecessary roughness.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. First and 10. Handoff fake. They swing it out to Milo in the flat. Milo crossed the 40 down to about the 42-yard line. And it'll be second down and short.
Number 9, Milo.
Running a little hurry up.
And a 7 on the play.
Want to get in a rhythm, which Holiday hasn't been in
since that
opening drive.
Mm-hmm.
They've rolled him out, but it hasn't worked.
Slot right, swing pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Rounds pass, batted down.
And Smith-Cotton's defensive front has really taken it to this Hickman offensive line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's really, their secondary's done a nice job making some adjustments after a couple breakdowns the first possession defensively.
Third down. Holiday on the option will pitch it to Collins. Collins has first down yardage, and he's ridden out of bounds into Smith-Cotton territory at about the 48-yard line.
Collins on a carry.
And those are the types of plays I expected to see more of in the first half for sure. As Kenyon Collins is a powerful back, can have some speed out in space, and Holiday, pretty good option quarterback, as you see there, making the right decision.
First and 10. Holiday drops back, throws it in the flat to Murray, and Murray tossed out of bounds at about the 43.
Number 10,
gain of 5.
And a 4 on the play. Reach second and 6 from the 44-yard line for the Cupies.
On the option, Holiday forward pass to Milo, and Milo ran out of bounds. Gain of maybe 2.
Pitch to Milo.
And that was a misread by Holiday, as Bell had quite the seam up the middle.
Gain of 1 on the play.
I actually thought he was going to give it to Bell.
Yeah, he had only a couple men to beat, really.
Third and 5
just
from the 43.
bad read from Holiday there.
Camp lines up as the tight end to the left. Here comes pressure. Holiday flips it in the flat, and it's caught by Kemp for a first down at about the 20-yard line. As he came back to his quarterback to make that catch. Ball down inside the 20 at the 19.
Hard to believe it took that long to call Brock Kemp's number, but the big tight end makes a big play to set up the Cupies nicely in the red zone.
First and 10. Collins has, well, flag flies. This came from Clark Swisher, the umpire. This has got to go against Hickman, doesn't it?
Snap infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Step forward, 2 back. Holiday drops back to throw. Throws over the middle. Has got Milo wide open, and it's incomplete as
Holiday's pass falls incomplete.
Extracurricular activity after the play, but no flags. I think 76 has just been ejected from the game.
Yep. Just completely lost his composure.
That's Jaden Woods, who's just returned. No, I stand corrected. I'm thinking of Wooden. He was tied up with Nakia Cole, and they did throw a flag immediately.
And now they're talking it over. But that play, I mean, missed, just a slightly missed throw, would have been a touchdown for Milo. And again, it's just hurting yourself if you're Hickman. So close to punching it in, and instead you have another penalty.
Let's see.
After the end of the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Hickman, 15-yard penalty, second down.
I'm not sure if Woods has been ejected or not. I'm going to hold on that right now.
If he wasn't, he just took himself out of the game.
He was headed to the sideline, and actually, the flag hadn't been tossed yet.
Took his helmet off.
Yeah.
But 2nd and 32.
And you were looking at a 1st and 10 at the 19. Pass is intercepted near sideline. On the return, bringing it back is Brady Anderson, as Anderson is finally thrown out of bounds.
Holiday pass intercepted by number 1, Anderson.
Milo made the stop.
Milo.
Brady Anderson with the interception. As the tempers are boiling over here everywhere.
Yeah, it's getting ugly for Hickman.
Another interception thrown by Holiday.
And the players just kind of trying to control each other, as it could have been an extracurricular penalty again on Hickman after that play. But another bad interception if you're Holiday, who just when you think he gets in a rhythm, and now you're putting in an impossible 2nd and 32 situation, just locks in onto his receiver there.
First interception of the year for Brady Anderson. 2nd interception of the night for Smith-Cotton.
And you wonder now if some of the backups will get play time for Smith-Cotton, but it looks like still have the starters.
They're still talking this over. Now flag is tossed after the officials congregate and talk things over. 13 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've ever seen a flag being thrown after a conversation like that late after the action had been stopped.
After the end of the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Smith-Cotton, taunting. 15-yard penalty, first down.
It had to be discussed before the flag was thrown.
Well, and I do see why they threw that, because I couldn't tell which player it was for the Tigers, but he was just pointing to the sideline, just telling him, like, go sit down, basically is what it looked like.
So that brings the ball back out to the 46-yard line.
After the penalty, the ball will be placed on the 46-yard line, where the Tigers have 1st and 10.
So Smith-Cotton still in good field position here at midfield. Jackson splits wide right, slot right. Hawkins lines up in the backfield. Butts on a wing to the right. Bo Gray takes the snap and Flips it out to Hawkins, looking for a block. He gets to the edge, finds a block on the edge to the 30, far sideline, and forced out of bounds at the 19.5-yard line.
Complete to number 8, Hawkins.
Maybe to 20.
How impressive has Mylan Hawkins been tonight?
TJ Cates, the 6-foot, 150-pound senior, finally forced him out of bounds.
Gain 16 on the play. Bring up 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Tigers.
3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 38-6, Smith-Cotton on their way to getting their first Central Missouri Activities Conference title, or conference victory.
They're playing like they're going for the title, though.
They've been in total control. This pass to Hawkins cuts against the grain and picks up about 3 yards. And Hawkins, if he's not rushing the ball, he's catching it. He's had a lot of touches. That's the end of the third quarter. Sedalia Smith-Cotton 38, Columbia Hickman 6. This is the KZOU Game of the Week.
I'm here at Algier Salvage in Millersburg with George Algier. George, what services do you offer here?
Well, we buy scrap cars, we buy aluminum, copper, white goods, any kind of heavy iron, pretty much anything to do with recycling in the way of metals. We handle all of that. Bring your cars to us, or we can go and we can bid on them and come and get them, and we always haul them free.
From Algier Salvage in Millersburg.
Come see us.
Randall was working a triathlon and he was hit by a car. He died 6 months later. Harper, Evans, Wade, and Ennemeyer can just alleviate so much stress. I could email them, call them, and they responded immediately, and we're always available. They're so good about building a relationship with you. They're the team that's working so hard, and you're so grateful for them.
Looking for a great deal on a new used car? Hoyt Auto Sales in Millersburg may have just what you're looking for.
I'm Mike Hoyt, and I have over 37 years experience in the auto body repair industry. The vehicles I sell have been wrecked and rebuilt and are priced accordingly. I work hard to make sure these vehicles are sound in every way before I put them on the lot for sale.
For a great deal on a used car, come see me.
Hoyt Auto Sales.
Just a mile and a half south of I-70 at exit 137 in Millersburg.
When it's a big story,
we're all over it. Breaking news for you tonight. A fire has closed down a busy intersection in downtown Columbia this afternoon.
I'm going to go ahead and show you guys just what we're seeing.
ABC 17 News, where the news comes first.
Get the most out of your day
with ABC 17 News this morning.
We'll catch you up on the big stories and what's happening right now.
All while getting your family out the door with ABC 17 Storm Track weather on the 7th. ABC 17 News this morning.
Weekdays at 5 on KMIZ.
Welcome back to Hickman High School, where the Hickman Cupies in trouble, trailing Smith-Cotton 38-6. We move to the fourth quarter. Smith-Cotton with the football at the Hickman 18-yard line, looking at a 2nd and 8. Junior quarterback Bo Gray has Hawkins behind him. He gives the ball to Hawkins. No, Gray will keep, slides up the middle, cuts to the 5 and in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Fake the handoff to Hawkins and an 18-yard touchdown run by Bo Gray as he scores for the second time tonight. He had a touchdown run, a nice one last week against Jefferson City.
Yeah, he's great with the quarterback draw and quarterback keeper. We've seen multiple times, and this has been his half. 3 touchdowns in this half for Bo Gray. First half belonged to Mylan Hawkins.
44-6. Extra point on the way, and it's good. His Butts just got that over the crossbar.
Extra point is good.
And it is 45-6, and we've got our 35-point differential. So, turbo clock. If I'd have told you we'd see a turbo clock tonight, Would
I
you
have
believe
thought
it?
you're crazy. No, I mean, we talked pregame. Both these teams should be hungry heading in, and though you're both 0-4, you're just looking to win this game, and can't dwell on a bad start. But I mean, this looks like if it'd be Elias or Rockbridge playing Hickman. I mean, just a dominant performance from Smith-Cotton. Either any way you look at it, special teams, offense, defense. They've been the more disciplined team. Hickman, which has been the story for so many years now, just in their own way. And really, I don't think they're mismatched size-wise or athletically speaking, but just playing undisciplined football. And this score has really been indicative of how dominant Smith-Cotton's been in every form of this game.
And you give Smith-Cotton credit for their ability to take Hickman out of their game. But the running of Mylan Hawkins, he's got over 200 yards rushing the football. Gray's 18-yard touchdown round capped a 46-yard drive, just took 2 plays. And now Milo will bring it back as he shoots up the middle, trying to find a crease. Milo sidesteps a tackler to the 45, the 50, out to the near sideline to the 30. Milo to the 10, 5, touchdown. As Milo returned that ball 95 yards. And the Hickman Cupies score on a kickoff return by Tion Milo. Made a nice cut at midfield.
Yeah, great burst of speed, and trying to make up for that penalty to start this half was Tion Milo. You can see just how great of an athlete he is. And finally, something positive for Hickman to break the streak of a bunch of unanswered points for Smith-Cotton.
Hickman now will go for 2.
38 unanswered to be exact.
Collins late to get on the scene. 9 seconds on the play clock. Empty backfield. Holiday flips it in the flat. Murray's got it. Murray to the goal line, gets it in. 2-point conversion for the Cupies, and it's 45-14. Nice effort after the catch for Lucas Murray.
And I don't think Tion Milo was wanting a turbo clock. He said there's still 11 minutes to be played.
They didn't take long to erase that, did they?
You just got to take it little by little. I mean, there's still, as crazy as it sounds, still enough time to make this a little interesting.
Well, you get something going positive.
Yeah, they just needed a spark just to kind of wake up.
95 return by Tion Milo. He attacked the kickoff team. He took that ball to the kickoff team. Went downfield, not east and west. Well, in this case, it's east and west with his field sense, but he went downfield.
Yeah, he got them out of their lanes with a quick move, and that's all it took. As you could see that coming with those past couple returns. Not the best coverage from Smith-Cotton, and
maybe a missed tackle.
Yeah.
Near midfield. So Smith-Cotton now will return the kickoff with Shuttlesworth. Gavin Jackson goes deep, along with Kyrene State. And not an onside kick, but a line drive kick, and that'll be covered up by Smith-Cotton as Dax Whisker was able to cover it up at about the 32, 33-yard line.
Yeah, that was about as effective as an onside kick. As Whisker took him a while to track that ball, and if he wouldn't have had a clean recovery, Hickman would have had that and been inside the Tigers' 30, but great job by Whisker there.
Last week, Smith-Cotton had all kinds of problems with the pooch kick that Jeff City presented, and maybe they took a page out of that game. But But now Smith-Cotton will bring out the offense, and they're going to have to get things going again. 11:40 to play in the game. It's 45-14. So the Hickman defense will look for a stop. TJ Cates playing the corner. Some youth out there on that field for the Cupies. Noah and Frederick out there at the other corner. And here's the handoff. No, keeping it is the quarterback, Bo.
Late hit out of bounds.
And he's hit late out of bounds. As Gray was cleared on the near sideline after a gain of about 18 yards. And some more chirping going on.
And I mean,
this time it looked like it was TJ Cates that delivered a late hit.
I think you'd learn from the other times that exact penalty happens, but Hickman just cannot get out of their own way. These officials have been quite busy tonight.
They really have. We mentioned Hickman averaging about 60 yards in penalties on the per game on the season.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, defense, 15-yard penalty applied to the end of the run. First down.
You know, the thing is, the 60 yards per game isn't necessarily a lot. I mean, it's more than you want, ideally. But it's, you know, you've seen some teams that have been undisciplined that they're averaging 75, 80, 90 yards.
You figure that's about 5 or 6 a game, I would guess, which isn't, I mean, it's not great, but definitely could be worse. I mean, tonight they're really piling on in penalties.
We'll have to check with Greg Wren. 60 yards in penalties at this point. Not to mention the momentum swings, though, that come with those penalties.
I mean, just think back to Milo's return, and he has the penalty. That just deflated Hickman to start this half.
They give to Hawkins. Hawkins going left is stood up at the line and tossed backwards.
Coaches speak about responding to adversity, but they don't want to have this much adversity hit them if you're Hickman tonight.
85 yards in penalties for the Cupies on 8 calls, 8 fouls.
That's a lot different than 60.
Yes.
I mean, that's...
And there's still 11 minutes to play in the game.
Still a whole quarter. But, I mean, most of those are just unnecessary.
Yes. You know, you'll get caught holding here or there, or somebody ineligible receiver downfield, whatever, you know, but dead ball fouls on personal fouls. And this is Hawkins again weaving his way into that secondary. Boy, he has had a heyday, hasn't he?
He's trying to go for 50 carries.
50 carries, and he's pushing 230 yards.
I think he's really only had a couple here in the second half as they've just had quick drives.
Well, he's caught the ball.
But yeah,
he's had a couple catches.
50 touches he'll get close to for sure.
How many yards he got in receptions? Probably 25, 30.
Ball placed on the 20-yard line for the target, first and 10.
First and 10 for Smith-Cotton. They're trying to bleed out that clock.
Yeah. And if you punch it in, you get the running clock going.
Hickman shows blitz. They're bringing, looks like 6. And this is Hawkins again, loose around the right end and escorted out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Right at the first down marker.
Just out of bounds by number 34,
Cates made the stop. Ball spotted just outside the 10. It's first and goal.
Gain of 10 on the play. We have first and goal for the Tigers from the 10-yard line.
First and goal. I say it's outside the 10. The nose of it's on the 10. Got to justify my call, right?
Right, yeah.
How many yards offense has Smith-Cotton put together? They got to be pushing 400.
I think over 400 at this point.
Hawkins gets another carry, breaks a tackle, slides off to the left to the 5. 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Island Hawkins with a great run around the left end. Broke a tackle and runs it in. 51-14. This Hickman defense came in giving up right at 39 points a game. That was after getting up just 26 last week.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. Hickman's defense played pretty well last week outside of giving up long runs, and I am just shocked that they've allowed double the points to Smith-Cotton that they did to Battle.
Butts out to try to add another extra point. They've got the turbo clock again. There's a snap back and down, and Butts gets this one elevated, and it clears, and it's good.
Extra point is good.
52-14.
And I say that not taking any credit away from Smith-Cotton at all. I mean, they've played a fabulous game, but just surprised the Hickman defensive line has gotten pushed around like they have. And they've been out there all game, so a lot of it has to do with exhaustion and
the defense.
Their offense and special teams putting them in bad spots.
And fatigue seems to show up as much on defense as it does offense, especially when things aren't going your way. $9:14 to play, 52-14. It was 14-6 at the end of the first quarter. At the half, 21-6. After 3 quarters, 38-6. Elias did it again to the Rockbridge Bruins. They win by a score of 20-10. And Elias still undefeated in the CMAC. Rockbridge suffers their second loss of the year.
And Crusaders avenging that loss last year that cost them the CMAC title. Doing so at Rockbridge. Great defensive performance, allowing just 10 points to the high-octane Bruin offense.
And the kickoff from Caden Holman. And a pooch kick. That'll sail out of bounds. They weren't going to kick it to Milo again, I guess.
Still giving up field position, though.
Yes, they are. Alfredo Zaplin watched that sail out of bounds. I don't think
Free
he could
kick
have caught
infraction. Kicking team.
I don't think he could get to it. Well, we should have a turbo clock now, should we? 52-14. Well, we have. Wherever the KZOU crew goes to, it seems like we see blowout after blowout. It's amazing.
And
in games you don't expect to see.
Quite a bit of long games, too, as we'll be past 10 o'clock again, easily.
You're going to miss curfew.
After the kick, 5-yard penalty applied to the out-of-bounds location. First down, Hickman.
Explain that penalty to me. Sailed out of bounds before it got to the 35. So they get it at the 37. Back to throw Bursey. Flushed out of the pocket. Throwing to Lucas Murray. Murray makes the catch. Murray breaks the tackle and then steps out of bounds, but there's a flag down. Is this going to be offensive or defensive?
I think it could be offensive. I don't know if I'd like to call as it's just a 50-50 ball. I could see them calling Murray for the push-off here, which would be offensive pass interference. But it could easily be defensive when they're tied up like that.
The flag came, what makes you think it might be offense because it came out so late.
Yeah, but I think they might get Smith-Cotton here.
Interference.
It is defense.
Penalties declined. First down, Hickman.
Ball at the 19-yard line as the Cubes turn down the penalty. Murray did a nice job because he wasn't penalized of using his body to get to the football. 44-yard pass reception from Bursey to Lucas Murray.
He's well over 100 yards receiving now. Great game from Lucas Murray. who they trust as their top receiving threat, the senior.
Yeah, he's double-digit receptions on the season. 400-plus yards on the year in receptions.
After the 44-yard
Murray
pass play, the ball was placed
to
on
the
19-yard
left,
line.
trips to the right. Bursey, the quarterback, drops back to throw, looking for Murray. And this is going to be holding against the defense. Murray was tied up at the goal line, couldn't get free.
And it seems like this is all happening too little too late. But I mean, Lucas Murray had such a great first drive for Hickman, a couple big catches, and they haven't gotten back to him. They have definitely had a mismatch throughout this entire game.
They're still talking over this flag. They brought the football back to the 19-yard line. Well, if it's holding, it'll be stepped off from the line of scrimmage.
Half the distance.
Pass interference, defense, half the distance to the goal, replay, first down.
I thought maybe they'd call holding, but they did call it pass interference. First and goal from inside the 10. Hickman's got the full house backfield going. Bursey flushed out of the pocket's going to keep it upfield to the 5, to the 1. Bursey in for the touchdown, and Bursey thrown down after the play. I thought they indicated the touchdown.
I think they did. Just late penalty.
And then flags flew. Here we go.
Touchdown, Hickman.
We never got an indication. That might have had something to do with the penalty, though, too, with the flag, because it seemed like the players continued to play.
And they're still talking about it.
Because what I'm saying is I'm not sure they got an indication that it was a touchdown, the defense. And
so that shouldn't be a penalty then if they weren't clear.
But now they've indicated it was a touchdown.
You want it on the kickoff. You want it on the kickoff.
8:30 to play in the game. Bursey runs it in for the touchdown.
After the touchdown, dead ball, personal foul, Smith-Cotton. That 15-yard penalty will be applied to the kickoff.
They got it right. So Bursey with the touchdown run, 9 yards, I guess officially, making it a 52-20 game. Still 8:30 to play, Micah.
Yeah. Maybe pushing midnight, Tex.
Camp wide to the right, wide to the left is Murray. And Bursey drove him down there really quick, didn't he?
Yeah, a couple penalties have helped.
Yes.
Lucas Murray should get the credit.
Murray with a terrific catch. Bursey takes the snap, going for 2 to Murray for the 2-point conversion. And they wrestle for the football.
It's good. They both got it. It's good.
And if the offensive player has possession with the defensive player, goes to the offensive player, right?
Yeah, they still
haven't indicated if it's good or not.
Tie goes to the offense.
Exactly. I thought Murray had it, and then it got tied up.
And it looked like he
had it
maybe
above
had
the
it
defender.
pinned on the defender's back for a moment. They're really talking this over.
It's been that kind of night. 8:30 to play, the 2-point conversion. We don't know if they got it or not at this point. We've got no indication. So now they're going to have to talk this over. Bad news from down south of Providence is Rockbridge lost to Helias. 20-10 was the final. We might have a few more finals for you before we're off the air. It was battle, losing big time at half in Kansas City to Cape and Mount Carmel, which actually is a team out of school out of Wichita. Got another final there. Capital City, Jeff City, Jays beat the Cavaliers 34-21. So Jeff City moves to 3-2. We still don't know if we have a 2-point conversion.
Still talking this 2-point conversion over. It's a meaningful 2 points.
Now I think we just got an indication it was good. 2-point conversion is good.
I guess it takes a while to say that a tie goes to the offense.
The point after try was good. Dead ball, personal foul, Hickman. Dead ball, second personal foul, Hickman. Those 2 penalties will be enforced on the kickoff. The second one, half the distance to the goal.
And there's already a penalty on Smith-Cotton.
Yeah, there was a penalty on Smith-Cotton, so the 2 of them should offset, right?
So really, I guess it's just Hickman getting penalized for 15. But I don't know how that would be half the distance. And I think he misspoke there that it was against Smith-Cotton, not Rockbridge. Hickman.
Yeah, I think he had the guilty parties. But the Hickman's kicking it off, and they've got the ball spotted about the 13-yard line.
It was against Hickman.
Cedric Alvis goes, now wait a minute, there was a dead ball foul after the touchdown. Where's that go?
That should cancel off one of the personal fouls, and then
correct.
They should be kicking from the 25, right?
Well, let's see. Normally at the 35
or 20,
it'd be at a 20, I guess.
So I guess just a difference in
because
7 yards.
But how can that penalty come on a different play and have them offset? Because one was a dead ball.
Yeah.
I know
the issue
Smith-Cotton was called. Here we go. Let's see what he's got.
We have 3 penalty enforcements on this play. On the touchdown, there was a live ball, personal foul, Smith-Cotton. That 15 yards will be applied from the 40 to the far 45-yard line. Then we had 2 dead ball personal fouls on Hickman. Those 2 will be enforced, both at 15 yards.
They should be kicking off at the 25.
No, well, you got to step it forward first to the 45 of Smith-Cotton, then you go back to the 40, and then, 25.
25, yeah.
In other words, if one offsets the other one, and it's a 15-yard penalty. So Hickman, again, sticks themselves here.
Off a touchdown that they score.
And a 2-point conversion.
Because
I guess the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties came on a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Or after it, dead ball fouls.
Which I didn't see what that was.
There's 30 yards right there. Penalties.
Is it?
I didn't see it either. In fact, I didn't see the flags, but Shuttlesworth boots this one, and it is fielded by Jackson. Jackson to the 50, 45 penalty marker down. Jackson to the Hickman 30 and brought down at about the 26-yard line.
Flag on a flag.
I think this is going to be a hold. Well, we'll see. Well, Smith-Cotton's now picking up their share of flags as well. Do we have reservations for a late night dinner?
I was going to say.
There's still 8:23 to play in this game. Holy Toledo.
This is one of the more wild ones we've done, Tex.
Holding against Smith-Cotton's a preliminary indication. Otherwise, Smith-Cotton's got the ball inside the Hickman 20-35. So the hold took place at about the Hickman 47-yard line. They're going to step it off from there.
On the return, holding, Smith-Cotton. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
Slide back Smith-Cotton up to their own 43-yard line.
After the penalty, the ball will be placed on the 43-yard line. The Tigers will start first and 10.
Taking the game of football back about 75 years here tonight. Oof. First and 10 for Smith-Cotton. They lead it 52-22. And no gain on the play.
I think Hickman still has 3 timeouts, 2 takes.
Well, you know, you turn it over here. You never know. As crazy as it's been tonight.
4-score game.
Just don't ask the recap, you know.
Oh, man.
Where do you start? Well, opening kickoff.
One on the play.
Really? That was an impressive drive by Smith-Cotton some 2.5 hours ago. Actually, it was longer than that.
Longer than that.
So final
3.5.
Yeah.
Elias 20, Rockridge 10.
Slot left, wing left.
Cap City 21.
Hawkins up the middle, or is that not Hawkins? That may not be. It isn't Hawkins. That carry delivered by Kyrene State. And player shaking up on the play.
Usually hit by number 93, Bussa. Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd and 6 from the 47-yard line.
And Smith-Cotton Tigers slow to get up. I think shaking up is that Kano? I believe it is.
Please put the game clock back to 7:30. There is no foul on the play.
Boy, you hate seeing that.
Yeah, it's Cano, the right guard, shaken up in a game that, I mean, it's no guarantee, but pretty much already decided.
Yeah, you feel like it's decided. Gavin Jackson wide left, slot left. I think Hawkins has re-entered the backfield. No play action. They're going deep. And it's intercepted. Pass was intercepted, picked out of there, and down the far sideline. I think it was. Who'd you pick up there? 38?
38, yeah, it was.
Frederick, Nolan Frederick with the interception. That's just the second
Sophomore.
interception this year by a Hickman player. That's hard to believe, too.
Frederick.
And they're rolling the clock right now, which they shouldn't be.
No, it's... now
90-second TV timeout.
We got to take a break. 52-22. We'll be back with more in a moment.
With fall inventory on the way, Machins savings are here to stay. Shop over 1,000 vehicles at any of the Joe Machins family of dealerships today during our Fall Sell All sales event. Over 13 brands and 10 dealerships gives you the best selection, and our volume advantage saves you even more. Cars, trucks, SUVs, CUVs, even hybrid and fully electric. If you're in the market, Machins has it, and we have it for less. Visit the Joe Machins family of dealerships today or click Machins.com. Joe Machins Automotive Group, part of the McClarty Automotive Group family.
I'm ABC 17's Megan Drakis. When you walk to end Alzheimer's, you'll do more than move your feet. With $1 raised, you'll support families while also advancing critical research toward treatment and prevention. Join ABC 17 for Columbia's Walk to End Alzheimer's on Saturday, September 30th at Faurot Field. And the Jefferson City Walk on Sunday, October 15th at Memorial Park. For details on these events, scan the codes or go online.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Add comfort to your living space with new carpet from Marquee Industries. Soft Dreams carpet is luxurious and perfect for the whole family. Just $139 per square foot after rebate. Elevate your living spaces with Mohawk's laminate flooring. Mohawk Perfect Seal Statements laminate flooring is durable and waterproof, making it perfect for active lifestyles. Get Perfect Seal Statements laminate flooring for $299 per square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
First and 10 for the Cupies, working from the 28-yard line. Bursey wants to go deep. He's got Murray open, and Murray with a one-handed catch, but he can't hang on. Had it momentarily, but couldn't pull it in.
I thought Murray came down with that football down the far sideline. Great effort, just unable to haul it in with his left hand.
I think he was worried about staying in bounds.
Yeah. Not a bad throw by Bursey. I mean, he can really air it out. Just a touch too far, but
yeah, maybe a half a step.
Great effort by Murray, who they finally started throwing to again after such a great first touchdown drive to him.
Braden Bursey, the freshman quarterback, rolls to the right. And he'll be rugged to the ground with a horse collar. That'll be a first down.
My goodness.
That stops the clock with 6:12 to play.
Automatic first would have been 3rd and long.
I thought Bursey made a mistake there hesitating. Either he runs for the corner or he unloads it.
And that's just a little bit of the inexperience from a freshman, just with the game moving so fast.
Devin Brown was in there offensively in that last play.
Personal foul, horse collar, Smith-Cotton. 15-yard penalty from the end of the first down.
First and 10. Bursey sets him down. They're right at the 40. Has time. He's going to air it deep. Milo, the intended receiver, he's knocked down. Ball is tipped. And a flag down.
Flag on the play.
That'll be pass interference.
I think so. Defender touched the ball. Yeah, otherwise, Milo might be in position after it's tipped.
I think was it Brady Anderson who had a chance to intercept it, but before that was the illegal contact.
Yeah.
And still with 6 minutes. I mean,
the clock's not running.
No, it hasn't been running. Last 30 minutes of real time.
They're going to have to discuss this one as well. Next week we'll be at Rockbridge if we get finished here by then. As Rockbridge will be hosting St. Mary's, trying to get back on track.
There is no foul on the play. The ball was tipped before we had player contact. That's not interference. Second down.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Second and 10. Well, with them stretching the field, with Bursey out there, you got to think that there's some yardage to be picked up with a run or underneath.
Yeah, Smith-Cotton's fine to give up yardage at this stage in the game.
Pass incomplete.
Bursey's pass falls incomplete.
It'll be 3rd and 10. You know, they've got mode again, you know, with this 30-point differential. Keeping you in the game.
And all things considered, been good fight from Hickman in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're still out there. Still battling. Bursey breaks a tackle trying to get outside, and he's brought down Making the stop was Sammy Weiss. He's had a long night as a defensive end for Smith-Cotton. You know, Smith-Cotton plays what they call 3-3 or split 6 and 5 defensive backs. That's not a look that you get to see every weekend.
No, it's not quite a pro-type look, but you see a lot of 3-man fronts.
Well, at least
higher levels.
They got that nickel back in there, and it floods the secondary. Trips down to the left. Bursey again flushed out of the pocket. He's got all day to run to the 40. Spins and down he goes. A fumble. We got a flag down as well. No,
that'll be a hold on Hickman. Should still be a first down, but a spot foul. A hold on one of the receivers, or it may have been Finn Henkins there. It's at least the spot they threw the flag.
I thought Bursey made a mistake of trying to go left and right instead of continue downfield when he got to the 40.
How many?
You know, the good backs, they rip off big yardage gains, but it's because they're after the first 5.
Right.
They get to the first 5, and then the other things develop. I think too many young backs are trying to run for 80 yards before they run the first 5.
Yeah, we've seen Hawkins do a great job of that tonight.
He has. He's been very
5
patient.
yards a clip.
And then all of a sudden there's room when he gets underneath.
Makes his juke moves and just so shifty, and it's pretty much impossible for just one guy to make an open field tackle on him, but it's about getting that first 4 or 5 yards upfield and then cutting outside. How many penalties in this fourth quarter, though?
We're not out of here yet.
6 penalties just in this fourth quarter alone.
On the play, we had an illegal block in the back. Hickman. That penalty is applied from the end of the run, 10 yards. It's still a first down, Hickman.
So it was a block in the back. I originally said hold. I believe it was Finn Henkins, who was kind of away from the play.
So first down yardage is there. 1st and 10 from midfield. Bursey rolling right. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man in Lucas, and Lucas hauls it in. Lucas Murray with the reception, and he's down at the 6-yard line. Boy, he led him very nicely, didn't he?
Great poise by Bursey. Nothing there, buying time and letting Lucas Murray just find a seam behind the defense. Great throw on the money.
Murray called down at the 7. 1st and goal from the 7. Bursey takes the snap and illegal procedure.
Murray's put together quite the day.
He's got to be pushing, 160, 170 in receptions.
False start. Hickman, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
158 yards in receiving for Murray. Well, you got Hickman looking at close to 300 yards offense. You got Smith-Cotton at 4.5.
After the penalty,
I feel like Hickman's had the ball all of this fourth quarter.
Bursey drops back to throw, steps up in the pocket, and will run the ball, and it's brought down at about the 7-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and goal to go from there. I don't see a flag down.
Hard to believe. Seems like every play had a flag down.
7-yard line.
4:10 to go in the game. Bursey, far corner, touchdown, Camp with a catch.
Bursey's pass complete. 11 Camp.
No flags down, touchdown Hickman. 52-28.
Go for 2 again. Great drive by Braden Bursey, excuse me. Brock Camp's the guy I love them going to in the red zone. 6'6" frame. Just ran a great route to the corner of the end zone. Perfect throw, great execution.
He really impressed me last week at Battle, making some of those jumping catches.
Yeah.
Showing great dexterity in the upper body. I mean, just fantastic hands. Murray, 2-point conversion as Lucas couldn't run underneath this one, so the 2-point conversion is no good, and there are no flags. 4:02 to play. It's 52-28. Never say never. Onside kick coming.
A 3-score game. So you'd have to convert every 2-point conversion if you're miraculously able to score 3 touchdowns, but Hickman's made it interesting here late. Offense has woken up here in the second half.
Well, they're doing it with the freshman Braden Bursey completing the passes.
And though they're down, it's a great experience for him as a freshman just to get these game reps and getting some mojo for this offense.
Do you onside it?
I think you have to. 4 minutes left. And as you talked about Smith-Cotton having trouble fielding kicks last week, definitely a shot here to get the ball right back.
I would bet money that that was a point of emphasis this past week on the practice field. 72-yard drive for the Cupies, took 7 plays. Kemp with the reception for the touchdown from Braden Bursey. 2-point conversion, no good, 52-28, and we're out of lines on our score sheet. Shuttlesworth ready to kick it off. And there's the onside kick. The ball's in the air and covered up nicely by Smith-Cotton's James Buck. He was able, no, check that. That was Sam Weiss who covered that up.
It's rare to see an O-line, D-line guy out on the hands team there. Great job by Wise, soft hands, fielding that one. And
you know, I like the onside kick from Shuttlesworth. He got the ball to pop in the air.
Yep.
Make sure your parents are here.
That's all you have to do, and just hope you get a favorable bounce and someone doesn't field it properly.
Boy, that linebacking core of the Cupies so young. Sophomore, freshman. Gooch out there. You know, they do have the senior Devin Brown, but back to throw Gray over the middle. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 44.
I don't understand them throwing the football at all in this situation. So you just want to get out of here with a win and run the clock out.
They tried to complete the pass to Jackson Miller down the middle. At the end of the 3rd quarter, it was 38-6. It's 52-28 here in the 4th. And they pitch it. This is Staten going around the left end. Down he goes, as does the flag. You know, Hickman has scored 28 points in this game. That's the most points they've scored in a game this year. Jackson Bushman made the tackle.
And with Smith-Cotton scoring 52, I think it'd have to go a while back to find a game where they scored that many.
57. Hickman gave up 57 at Capital City. Well, that was here, I guess. But Smith-Cotton's best
offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
Smith-Cotton's best offensive output prior to tonight, 22 against Warrensburg.
A ton of credit goes to this offensive line, and Hawkins out of the backfield.
Well, his ability to run up the middle.
Yeah, and they've just gashed Hickman up the middle.
They really have. And Smith-Cotton trying to melt that clock. Manuel Neo wide to the near side. Gray gives the ball. And up the middle with the carry is Staten. Karen Staten, and shaking up on the play. Cupie. And that's Bussey. 6'4", 2 1/4. Bussey. He's a big guy too. I think he might have hurt his arm or elbow. Funny bone, maybe. .245 to play as the clock unwinds. Hickman's going to fall to 0-5. Smith-Cotton will get their first CMAC victory ever. Smith-Cotton will improve to 1-4. Gray steps forward, keep it, tries to get outside and brought down at the original line of scrimmage in this series. It'll be 4th down.
Number 5 on the carry.
Timeout, Hickman. That's their first timeout of the half.
That comes with 2:22 to play. 52-28. Back with more in a moment.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app. It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
52-28. Sedalia Smith-Cotton leads Columbia Hickman with 2 minutes and 22 seconds of play. Cupies hoping that the defense can get the ball here on downs or return a punt. 4th down and 10 for Sedalia.
There'll definitely be punt formation here.
You would think.
It's just only a couple punts in this game for Smith-Cotton.
I'm trying to remember if they had one.
Maybe this is the first.
Braden Butts is on to punt. I don't remember them.
I think it's their first of the game. Because any time they've gotten stopped has been deep in Hickman territory, it seems like.
Is Milo deep? Butts gets the snap. Here's some pressure. He gets it off. And that ball is touched by the punt team.
Not sure why they tried to down it there as it took a favorable Smith-Cotton bounce.
Yes, it did.
Hickman will gladly take it.
At the 27.
As opposed to inside the 20.
Unless they're just that much afraid of the return. But I don't know if they were even going to try to catch it. So Hickman takes over the football. They mark it at the 26. Freshman brings out the offensive unit. He's got Lucas Murray wide to the left, slot left, and Hankins. And it's handed off and no gain. Might have lost a yard. That looked like a broken play.
Looked almost like a direct snap. But now,
Is it to Bell? Blake Bell?
Yeah. Hickman's working a little slow.
Lost a 2 on
coming out of that play.
2nd and 12.
Bring up 2nd and 12.
Bursey wants to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket, eludes a couple would-be tacklers, and is brought down at about the 33-yard line.
Number 19, Bursey on a carry.
He changed nothing into something there. But boy.
Timeout. Hickman. It's their second timeout of the half.
Mylan Hawkins had a 2-yard touchdown run back in the first quarter. Holiday had a 1-yard touchdown run for Hickman back in the first quarter. Bo Gray ran it in from 7 yards away in the first quarter. Hawkins with his second touchdown of the night, a 24-yard run with 7:02 in the second quarter. Ended the first half 21-6. Smith-Cotton leading. Gavin Jackson had a touchdown reception of 59 yards from Gray to open up the third quarter. Butts kicked a 22-yard field goal to make it 31-6 with 4:59 to play in the third. Butts had an 11-yard reception from Bo Gray for a touchdown, making it 38-6 after the extra point, kicked by Butts. And then Gray ran it in from 18 yards away, making it 44-6 plus the extra point by Butts, 45-6. Milo with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 2-point conversion was good, 45-14. Smith-Cotton, and Hawkins ran another touchdown in from 10 yards away. And Bursey in trouble in the backfield is buried as he goes down with 1:28 to play. Braden Bussey ran one in from 9 yards out for the Cupies, and then Bussey completed the 7-yard touchdown pass to Brock Kemp on a fade. And it's 52-28 with 1:12 to play. And Hickman's going to fall to 0-5. Next week, the Cupies have the Jefferson City Jays on the docket, as they will go to Jeff City. That used to be a classic mid-Missouri matchup. Back to throw Bursey. And it's caught by Kemp in heavy traffic, and then he dropped it. He had it momentarily. Cupies thought it was a catch. They're not going to get credit for it. I thought he had it for
I did too. Just did not maintain possession. Great throw, though, by Bursey.
He dropped it right in there, and the Cupies will spend their final timeout, I believe. We'll take a break with 51 seconds to play. This is the KZOU Game of the Week.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app. It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
First and 10 for Smith-Cotton as they take over the football on downs. They move to victory formation. I'd like to thank the entire crew here tonight, including Micah Wright, also our producer engineer John Hook, Cooper Bryant, our director, our statistician Greg Wren, who stayed up past his bedtime, Rob Parker, who's just getting out of bed, he's ready to go, and then the cameramen, our personnel, Eliza Collier, Cooper Miles, and Charlie Sample, as they've all worked hard here bringing this one to you here tonight. Also thanks to Sheila Kosler, the Director of Marketing for Columbia Public Schools, the District Athletic Director David Egan, and also thanks to Joe Whitman of the Columbia Public Schools Career Center. And thanks to Jack Rubenstein, the Athletic Director here at Hickman, for his assistance tonight. As Smith-Cotton downs it a couple times, and that should be the final play of the ball game. As Smith-Cotton gets their first Central Missouri Activities Conference victory in the history of the league, as they beat Columbia Hickman here tonight by a final score of 52-28. As Smith-Cotton gets their first win of the year, Hickman falls to 0-5. Next week, the Cupies on the road at Jefferson City. We will be at Rockbridge as the Bruins host St. Mary's south side of St. Louis. That will be at 7 next week. Final tonight again was 52-28 Sedalia Smith-Cotton. For the entire crew, I'm Tex Little. Good night from Bob Lamone Field.
Thanks for watching ABC 17 SportsZone Football Friday High School Game of the Week, presented by Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nedemeyer, and made possible through a partnership between the networks of Mid-Missouri, CPS Athletics, the Columbia Area Career Center,